Loneliness is the coat you wear, a deep shade of blue is always there. The sun ain't gonna shine anymore, the moon ain't gonna rise in the sky, the tears are always clouding your eyes when you're without love, baby. Emptiness is the place you're in, with nothing to lose, but no more to win. The sun ain't gonna shine anymore, the moon ain't gonna rise in the sky, the tears are always clouding your eyes when you're without love. Lonely without you, babe.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Ethan. How are you? Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Hold on a second. My camera is going in and out on me. It is blurring my face, which my camera is trying to figure out what to do with my face. I understand. I'm not going to take it personally. I'm not going to be insulted by my camera. I'm simply going to turn the autofocus off and get right back to work. It's great to see you guys. Hello. I got my glasses on because I'm working, and I would have just left Comicsgate in the capable hands of somebody like Shane Davis, but then I saw what Shane Davis is doing. Shane Davis has a loop of himself eating chips, and he's playing the goddamn Curb Your Enthusiasm theme over and over again. And I don't know. Is that really Comicsgate? I'm not sure. Here's Timothy Swan. Wow, thanks for $5. He says Wreck Planet, and it's an Australian $5, which means I believe he's Australian. Wreck Planet delivered a very emotional experience. Bravo E. Thank you very much for that. I worked hard on this book. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Alfred Ortiz is here. He says freedom from looping torture stream. I'm not sure that this is going to be any better, Alfred, because I'm working, and this is a draw stream, and it's not like a goofy draw stream. I'm actually working on Cyberfrog 3 tonight or this morning. So, you're going to watch me do that while I complain about how everybody misunderstands me. Oh, everybody. Nobody understands me. Hold on a second. Let me add this to the stream here, and let me flip this around and do the thing that we do here, which is what? How do I do this? Like this? There you go. Okay, let me see. Chair stream would be better, says Alfred Ortiz. Better than Shane Davis's nonsense. I agree. I couldn't believe what is he up to? What's the matter with him? Doomcock, Kelsey, EVS, and Graham were all right about Picard. there's a whole lot of coping going on because it's like some people got suckered into this whole thing, into praising. Hold on a second. Ethan isn't going to call women names tonight, says Douglas Dauntless. I didn't say that. I might. Well, I might call women some names. You never know. What is this? Yanzi is pregnant. Is that true? What in the world is going on? I take take a week off of the internet, or off of my channel anyway, and then I find myself behind the times. Well, it's typical. Yeah, I gotta say, the Picard thing is quite illuminating. Seems like we're being run amok a little bit here. I'll give you a little taste of what we think it is that you want, only to, and we're going to give you privileged access to it, only to kind of throw you under the bus at the end, and still you're going to defend us. It's interesting. Travis Parrick says, what's the news on Rainbow the Brute? Also, you're right about Picard. Rainbow the Brute is underway. I'm taking a little bit of time here because I got to get about 10, 15 pages done of Cyberfrog 3, which is going to include the entirety of Dark Harvest. Dark Harvest has to go out in order to launch Cyberfrog 3 on July 4th. Rainbow the Brute is scheduled for this Christmas. We should have Rainbow the Brute done by Christmas, and that's where we're looking right now. I've been drawing my face off. It's actually kind of nice. I agree with you, Ethan. It's nostalgia bait and means nothing for the future of Star Trek. One decent season doesn't mean anything when we know the people still in charge are raging SJWs. What's wonder? Oh, 7 to 9 says, I don't have Wreck Planet or Cash Grab yet. Ethan and Cecil, on your mark, get set, go. We got to get you your books. P. Callan says, Ethan, did you know that if you ignore 95% of all woke Star Wars, then it's actually amazing, just like Picard? Isn't that how this works now? No, I mean, right. You're supposed to ignore the fact that it sucker punched you at the end. Like, to me, that's the insult. The fact that the first 9 episodes were good, according to them. I mean, I hate Star Trek, so I don't care either way. I'm only interested in this, because it's like, hold on a second. There's this attitude that, these people are going to repent in some way. I don't think you understand. They're not going to repent because there's no financial reason for them to repent. We've gone over this a million times. There's no reason. There's no incentive for them to try to appease what we call the fans, because they don't really care about that. They're entirely motivated by BlackRock and ESG and all of that. I mean, it's there's no reason for them to go back to making good content again. You have to be kind of a rebel to go back and make content that is not woke, stupidly woke. So that's the whole thing. Kurt Arthur says, how are you wrong, though? I wasn't wrong. Under no circumstances was I wrong. I just want to help. I just want to help everybody. I want to help people understand. I was completely right about Picard episode 10. It's just that everybody's kind of drunk on Memba berries. Memba berries. And, it's like it's almost like torture. It's like these producers and showrunners and the writers just wanted to fuck with us. And when I say us, I don't mean me, because you can't fool me. But with fandom. And people can say, well, you're not a Star Trek fan, so what do you know? Go watch it, they say. All right. Shaggy Bear says, I don't know anything about Picard. Thank you. By the way, I have my iPad open, so if you guys want to send your freebie member chats, I can see them. I wouldn't watch that trash if you paid me. Without respect, we reject. Trevor Bruce says, invite Shane and give him a stern talking to. Shane thinks he's playing an Andy Kaufman gag right now. Problem is, Shane's playing an Andy Kaufman gag on his fans. Hey, Shane, save your Andy Kaufman-esque pranking and wit for people who we're trying to dunk on, not for the people who pay your bills. People who pay your bills, you want to give them sterling content, the likes of which I am providing right now. Snafu says 9 months. Thank you so much. 9 months of support. I appreciate that. I really do. We don't take you guys for granted. We really appreciate our YouTube channel members. I hope you guys know that. I'm doing my best to do everything. I was in bed taking a little bit of a rest because I'm not sleeping like my full 8 hours. I sleep for like 3 hours, get up, get back to work. I'm juggling a lot of things. I'm juggling my health. I'm juggling because I got to get fit. I can't like I can do 3 of 5 things that I need to do, and then the other 2 are gonna languish. I got to draw. I've got to create comic books. I've got to create my YouTube content. That's very important. I got to promote other comic skaters, so I got to run Comic Skate more or less. I got to be a husband and a father, and I got to watch my health. Those are the 5 things that I've got to do, and I can do about 3 of those. And when I'm focused on 3 of them, 2 of them kind of fall by the wayside. And right now, I'm focused on being a husband and father and drawing and my health, which means my YouTube content is not so good right now. And also, I'm not doing much to support other creators. There's only so many hours in the day. Wiley Coyote says, I was fine with season 3 of Picard, but by no means do I think Star Trek is in better shape now or going forward. P. Callan again says, Shane needs to be reminded of how these things work. I would tell him. 7 of 9 says, Ethan, thank you for that stupid video and my face in blood, honey. You're swell. Thank you, 7 of 9. I got to get your book to you. We're still waiting on Salamandroid Death Sting, and that is the holdup for like half of fulfillment of this project. But once it comes in, we're gonna flood these things out to you guys. I mean, I was like, well, I could start shipping the honeycomb boxes without Death Sting in it, and just go back and do that. I mean, that wouldn't be such a bad idea. I'd have to explain to everybody that hold on now, wait for Death Sting. That might be a little bit of a problem. It wouldn't be that bad of a problem though. At least everybody, like my big backers, would get to read Wreck Planet. I mean, the big backers are what's important. We have every other piece of this campaign except for Death Sting right now. Colleen Hahn says, I finally started reading Warts and All last week, and I'm really enjoying it. Oh, that's great. Warts and All, of course. Let me promote myself. Available on our eBay store right now. Go purchase a copy of Warts and All. The link is in the description below to go to our eBay store. Get caught up on Cyberfrog stuff. Where Fab Stream says, it's not member berries. It's that all of these people paying for content from woke companies are woke themselves. They paid to keep the woke coming. They're paid to keep the woke coming. Travis Parrick says, thanks for actually streaming, Ethan. Will you have a cheat day? No, I don't think so. Today, it's Monday. Usually my cheat days are on the weekend. I'll have a pizza or an ice cream cone or something like that. But no. We're it's Monday, so we're going right back to the gym. Once the kids are at school, we go to the gym. Jeff Stark says, good morning, Ethan. I've received all my Wreck Planet except for the honeycomb box. I loved it. Good. Junebug says, can you go digital comics for overseas customers? Why did my computer just shut down? My screen just shut down. There it is. Okay. For overseas customers, I think about it. I always consider going digital. And then people give me a reminder that, piracy will be an issue. We're still very little. And, we pay our bills based on people purchasing our comic books, right? Like we're not Marvel Comics. We can't afford to lose a sale, or however many sales would come would be lost from people pirating our stuff and passing it around. So digital, I always think about it because I think about overseas customers. I think about how much easier it would be for people, but then I think about the piracy, and it's too soon to do that. Like you can't do that right out of the gate. I would go like my whole initial. I always have to go back and just remind myself of what my initial plans were with how to do these comics, and I compared it to like movies. So the initial shipment is the red carpet premiere, and then we put it up on eBay, and that's basically you can purchase it from us on eBay after all the original backers get theirs. That might be cable, like a digital pay-per-view. What would you call that? I can't even. I'm not even thinking right now. But like pay-per-view or whatever, digital. And then eventually, it goes, you can just watch a movie on TV. It comes on TV for free. And that would be kind of like after pretty much everybody who is going to pay to see a movie has paid to see it, then it's on TV for free. And to me, that would be digital, even though digital wouldn't be for free. You'd be expecting that there would be some piracy. And we're not there yet. We're just not there yet with this content. There's still lots of people who are paying to read Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Obviously, Wreck Planet hasn't been like seen its second run for sale yet. So digital, got to stick with the plan. It gets confusing. Like I always kind of say, yeah, but what about this? What about there's a kind of a tide that pushes you towards the way the mainstream operates. You just kind of go, yeah, maybe I should just drift back towards the way everybody else is doing things. And you have to resist that current as much as you can, and just remind yourself. Like I always think, well, maybe I'll just do 20-page books, and you're getting one. I mean, Dark Harvest is a 20-page book, 20 pages of content. But to do that all the time, I think would be detrimental to my sanity because we'd have to go through fulfillment multiple times per year, 3 times per year. We'd have to do what we're doing now to ship a smaller book to people. I think it would be pretty dreadful. We broke 7,000. We've got 6,995 more packages to ship. Mikey is just killing it upstairs. I told him to take a break from Wreck Planet and get the Blacklight posters out. So we're shipping all the Blacklight posters out to people right now. That's what's going on. So you should be receiving your Blacklight posters. Hopefully they come in good condition. Let me see. Digital is a marketing cost, says Card Arthur. That's one way to look at it. Yeah. All right, what the hell was I talking about? People are getting confused by Picard because it was well written. It was well written woke. Yeah, they kind of suckered you in. I mean, if you watch it, like the bridge scene at the end of the final episode was a complete gender inversion of the Next Generation crew. It's hard to miss this when you're actually aware of it and you haven't been hypnotized. You look at it and you just kind of go, wait a second, like I've been had. But you don't want to admit that you've been had because you've just spent 9 episodes praising it and saying we're being listened to. And you're not being listened to. The only dude on the bridge was some effeminate Korean guy who never factored into the plot anyway. Where's Cecil at? I'm going to yell at Cecil. What the hell, dude? Every single male role in the Next Generation is now female, and every female role is now male, guys. You didn't notice that? They gave Jack Crusher Counselor Troy's job, and that's a feminine role. Where is Cecil? Where's Anna? Troy's job on the show was to advise Picard on dealing with people, cultures. That's a feminine occupation. It's very feminine. That's not what men should be doing. Women prefer that. They like to deal with customer satisfaction, dealing with people. Men prefer dealing with things. We want to go to war. Politics, that's a masculine occupation. Where are my friends right now? My friends, where are they? They're all running and hiding over this. It's an outrage. Nothing about Jack Crusher suggested he was suited for the role for Counselor Troy's job. Nothing about him in this whole show. It was an entry-level position. It wasn't an entry-level position. I mean, it's not something that he would acquit himself to. It's not something that he wouldn't be fast-tracking him for any serious role. The only thing that job required of Jack Crusher was for him to remember to sit down to pee. Oh, Andrew is asleep upstairs. I'm going to get in trouble. I better stop yelling. Absolutely outrageous. The whole thing was deliberate. They did this on purpose. They did it to trick you. They did it to make fun of you. And you know that's what they did. Sorry, I'm not going to yell anymore. I'm waiting for my super chats, my member super chats. I'm watching now. Most people, 99% of the complaints that come from my live stream are people saying to me, he doesn't read, you're not reading my member chats. I am. I'm reading them. Send me the member chats. I can see them now. Oh, we got a real super chat. Green Skull says, EVS, it's okay to be wrong. That's what I'm telling them, Green Skull, right now. That's what I'm busy telling people. When you think about it from the writer's perspective, to nearly invert every single gender role like that, understand this was a deliberate effort. It's so obviously deliberate. Feminism wants to turn men into women and you know, well, it wants to turn men into giant pussies and women into men. Every single time. That is their agenda, and they are succeeding. Look around you. Look around. Look, go on Twitter. Take a look. They are succeeding. Men abdicating their roles to women because the women have to carry the role of protecting the species on their tiny little shoulders while men sit around and go, it's okay, girl power. I'm with her. And people are just getting used to it now. It is the way it is. You don't even recognize it. You don't even see it when it's happening right in front of your face. We don't see it here anymore. We're just like, well, at least it was well done. at least it was beautifully rendered cuckery. I mean, they sit there, they establish, this great new character just to show you that they can still do it. I mean, when they show you Star Trek, when they show you Picard season 3, episodes 1 through 9, they're showing you that they can still do this if they want to. It's not as though they're not able to do this anymore. They still could do this. Ladies Man 727 says Chris Gore calling your boy Doomcrotch out. Okay, I don't care. I don't know who those guys are. I know who Doomcrotch is, but I don't know who Chris Gore is. Feel free. Go ahead and fight over this. You're doing their bidding. Clarity of vision at all times. See things for what they are. I'm not saying you can't enjoy this. I'm saying they wanted you to enjoy it. They wanted to show you that they could still create good characters. They could still write good TV. They can still do that, but we're choosing not to because at the end, they just emasculate them. And they just remind you, we own Star Trek now, bitches. It's not as though everybody forgot how to make good TV. We can still do this. We can still do the stuff that you like if we want to. We're choosing not to. We own this now. We establish a new masculine character, then we cuckold him. We turn him into a cuck, a pussy. Put him in female's clothes because the future is female. With her. That's all it is. Doomcock was 100% right. And anytime that you see them doing this, be suspicious. Be suspicious about it every single time. Don't trust these people. I don't mean to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to make people mad. That's the last thing I want to do. I gotta tell the truth. I gotta remind people every single time when they go astray, and then they're mad at me. I'm the loose cannon. I'm the problem. Oh, Shane Davis is in the chat. Oh, good. Oh my God. Cecil, the entire plot was stolen from Star Wars. The entire plot of that thing. So wait, the Borg execute Order 66. And then Lando flies the Millennium Starship into the Death Cube and blows up the core. And then Leia Troy senses her brother, husband, and knows where they are. So they go back for them at the end. It's Revenge of the Sith, Jedi Empire Strikes Back, in that order. I just ripped off Star Wars. Oh, look at this. We got a super chat from Junebug. Thank you for $5. Wow, I'm getting money tonight or this morning. I really should do more live streams. People are flinging money at me to yell. People are like, it's 4 a.m, Ethan. We really needed to hear you yell. Why don't you tell Andrea that? Junebug says those that pirate would be Taster or SJW. The Taster might buy the product later on. Piracy doesn't affect comic books. Look at French comics and manga. I've heard that argument. Oh man, yelling at the cloud says, I got my last 2 Patreon cards. Thank you. Will Second Chance begin shipping before you get Death's Thing? It appears I have to wait for that one. No. We've got so much more to do. We're not going to get to the Second Chance. Death's Thing has to come in first. There are like 3 or 4 different Death's Thing variants. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 variants of Death's Thing, and 2 of them are necessary for the Second Chance campaign. Got to get done. Don't you worry about it. We got it coming. What do you want from me? Take away the Star Wars shit and you have no episode. You got nothing. I got to put my glasses back on. I realize I look like a nerd, but you want to see the handsome like Superman EVS, but instead you get Clark Kent when I'm drawing. And these glasses are like they make my eyes look huge. But it is what it is. Oh, God. James Murphy says, nerd. Just trying to help. We got 392 people watching. Up with me at 4 a.m. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. While you're here, click the thumbs up. While you're here, go to our eBay store. Purchase a copy of Cyberfrog. Purchase anything Cyberfrog that you're missing. And we will ship it out to you this morning. We're looking forward to doing that. While you're here, back Cyberfrog Dark Harvest. Catch up on all Cyberfrog comics. P. Callan says Star Trek The Universe with President Stacey Abrams. You understand? They're letting you know. President of the Universe is Stacey Abrams in Star Trek. 421 Spaceman says the only reason people are upset with you and Doomcock is because they know that you're right. Yeah. Well, you know what? Anytime you kind of second guess, anytime you're suspicious of Hollywood when it comes to woke, anytime you're like, wait a second, it feels like, it feels like something's up here. It feels like they're tricking us. It's gonna turn out that you're right. That you were right. Always doubt. Every single time. Calling Me Triggered says, just ask the ones who like the show. Have they stopped calling you misogynist, racist, homophobic now? Now that you like a show that they did? I don't know. I mean, they understand. Believe me, they know. They know the fandom. Ladies Man 727 says Razor Fist made 100K in 4 hours. Pull up his campaign. I'm going to get Razor Fist on this show. That book looks legit. That book seriously looks great. Georgie Alexopoulos. Somebody who I've never really been that fond of. Only because he's not fond of me. I don't know what I did to that guy. But his work I hate his cartooning, but his comic book work there was fucking awesome. Mick Adams for $10 Australian says Wreck Planet arrived on my doorstep here in Australia today, plus a bunch of stuff I wasn't expecting. You rock, UBS. Can't wait to read it. Thank you, Mick. Yeah, oh my God, dude, we shipped out all this European stuff. I told Mikey, I said, see this list? What we do is like we go through the campaign and I isolate a chunk of product that needs to go out. Like I'll say, we need, it looks like 126 boxes that contain our heroes plus Villainous Scum plus a Cyberfrog toy, plus a Salamandroid toy. So we need 126 of those, Mikey. You put them together. They're all going to Europe. It cost us, oh my God, Andrea goes, Ethan, it was like $3,200 in shipping. I was like, holy shit. It's impossible. You can't do this and charge people what it actually costs to ship things. You can't do it. I mean, you can't. Like, we would love to just be like, okay, so this is what it's going to cost to ship things to you. By the way, it's 3 times what the product costs to ship it to you. That's insane. It just absolutely is insane. And she's like, we got to charge people more. And I'm like, well, it's like, I don't know. It feels like we just, we make it up long term. Talking and drawing with Shane Davis says Cecil was very upset. I'm sorry he was upset. I don't know what to do. What am I going to lie just to make him happy? Why? Why is he satisfied with this? They spent 3 months rebuilding the bridge set just to have Picard, Riker, and Worf abandon it in the first 5 minutes of episode 10. I mean, that was the whole thing, to get to see the bridge set again. So, yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what Cecil was hoping for after seeing the ending of episode 9, to see the captain on the bridge, some action. But no. They sucked Cecil in with member berries, and then they didn't deliver on purpose. They did it to him on purpose. They said, see, asshole, this is what we are capable of doing. We know what it is that you want. And here's a great big gigantic fuck you. Riker didn't even try to remind the captain that his first duty is to the ship and this place was on the bridge. That's like a tradition. That's a tradition. I mean, obviously, like, the captain's going to go anyway. But I mean, that's just kind of what they do. And then and then the captain, will tell you to go fuck yourself. Like, that's just a tradition in Star Trek. And they just avoided that whole thing. Charlie's London says, morning, Uncle A. You're finally streaming a time I can watch you live. Hope you're well, and I can't wait to get my box. Thank you, Charlie's. Appreciate it. Why is Cecil so easily swayed and satisfied with this stuff when he should be outraged all the time? I'm outraged all the time. Maybe ask him why he enjoyed it, says Jonathan Lopez. No, I'm not going to ask him that. Model T101 says, stop swearing, yes, you're right. I'm sorry about that. I'll watch my language. Let's find something to be happy about instead. For example, not only did Bud Light fire, I'll find here, Alyssa Heinerscheid, who had the bright idea to diss the fans of Bud Light by calling them like fratty and outdated. What we need are trans people. They're the future. We need to be represented by people with gender dysphoria, because that's everybody. Everybody can relate to that. That's a bright and happy future. People mutilating their genitals and putting on makeup and wigs, prancing around in cartoonish simulacrum of femininity, women, mockery of women. That's the future. Surely those are the Bud drinkers of tomorrow. They're not the Bud drinkers of tomorrow. Most of them won't have it tomorrow, sad to say. So not only was she put on administrative leave or whatever that is, which actually we know what that is. I got a lot of people going, she wasn't fired. She was just put on leave. Guys, they're just transitioning her to unemployment. That's all that means. When somebody is put on like leave, when an exec is put on leave, they don't come back. What do you think? They come back better than ever? No, they're just transitioning them. This person was really into transitioning you to unemployment. And they did it not only to Anissa, but they did it to, not Anissa, Alyssa. They did it to Alyssa's boss, Daniel Blake, vice president of marketing. And then the person who had the bright idea to hire that SJW. And again, that's like where all this needs to happen here, where the change needs to be, where the rubber meets the road is like, it's not even Dylan Mulvaney. Like, I don't blame Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney's a mentally ill creep, a twerp who probably isn't even really trans. I think he's an actor pretending to be trans. A lot of trans people looking at Dylan Mulvaney and saying, I don't even think Dylan's taking the chemicals necessary to transition. He's just dressing like a woman. Shane says, Cecil said Picard 3 was a good send-off. Well, listen, I'm not going to argue with people who are having a good time. I'm just telling you, it was woke. It was intentional. It wasn't FU. The FU was intentional. That's all I'm saying. Trencher 1375 says they've been kicking nerds for so long they thought they could mess with Normie's beer. Like Normie's beer. Yeah, like regular Joes who are like, I just want to get drunk and I want to do it cheap. I don't want to spend a lot of money. Cars and Depth says, is Bud Light transition fluid? Yes, it's tranny fluid. Cecil bathes in Bud Light, says 421 Spaceman. Yeah. All right, I caught up here. Thank you for sending super chats, by the way. Thank you. Where the hell was I? Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I don't blame Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney's a mentally ill creep and a mincing fraud. All of that stuff. That's fine. But you got to blame in every single case. I used to tell this to Zach, too. I'd be like, Mags Visaggio isn't the problem. Mags Visaggio is a symptom of the problem. You can't get upset at Mags Visaggio and go, oh, Mags is a man in a wig, a Party City wig. Yeah, I mean, he is. But, listen, Mags is just doing the work that, accepting the job offers that he's being given. Like, it's, you would do the same thing. Like, what if there was a thing where everybody was giving military vets work that they didn't deserve? Like, and they're obviously not. But what if they did? What if everybody said, you know what? You're a vet, and I don't care that you suck at writing comics. What do you want to do? All of your pitches are approved instantly. I would expect that you would accept all of the work happily. I mean, people get these advantages thrown at them and they accept them, and it's not really their fault. It's the person, it's the people, it's the institution that is motivated in some way to reward people for reasons other than merit. And that's what has to be uprooted, not the weirdos, not the clowns that are, that took the jobs. Dylan calls himself a girl and promotes transing kids. Yeah, I know. But that's who Dylan is. It's not the fact that Dylan is on a Bud Light can is not Dylan's fault, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying Dylan is virtuous in any way. Dylan's a piece of shit. But it's not Dylan's fault that Bud Light said, we want you promoting our brand. That's Bud Light's fault. Getting Bud Light to drop Dylan is, I mean, it's step 1/2. It's not even the first step of what needs to happen. Everybody who is involved in making the decision to hire Dylan needs to go. Everybody who thinks it's a good idea, everybody who thinks the world is just on pins and needles, waiting to constantly be badgered about trans rights. It's ridiculous. This is not civil rights. It's not black people who represent 13% of the population. It's trans people who mostly are mentally ill and represent 0.01% of the population. Do we want trans people to be happy? Yes, of course we do. Do we want them in our faces all day long? No. Do we want to glorify transgenderism? Absolutely not. Everybody should be happy. Everybody should be safe. Everybody should have equal rights, not special rights, equal rights. It's that if people are being mistreated, denied something because of their identity, because of who they are, we want to fix that. That's civil rights. That makes sense. People are getting special privileges. That's something that we don't want. We don't care about that. So I like the idea that not only was Alyssa fired, but the person who hired Alyssa was fired. Now, who hired him? Who hired the dim bulb that hired Alyssa? He should be fired too. Fire everybody up the chain. Uproot this. Do we? Says Vertical Horizons. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for you. Maybe, maybe we don't want everybody to be happy. I do. I'm okay. I don't care. Other people's happiness, or unhappiness. People who I don't like being unhappy doesn't really benefit me too much. But I just don't think. I think these people kind of overestimate. I think they overestimate how much the American public, how much the public, period, wants to hear about this. I forgot about that Jack Daniels commercial. Where is that? I'm going to find that. I had some friends of mine go, "Why are you mad at Jack Daniels again?" And I was like, "Oh, it's because of the hold on a second. Jack Daniels. People seem to have memory hold this too. Or no, this was, what's J&B? Is J&B Jack Daniels? Is that the company? J&B blended Scotch whiskey. Hold on a second. Let's go watch this. Yarash Mataru says studies show transing doesn't lower self-deleting. No, it wouldn't, would it? Of course not. What is J&B? Is J&B related to Jack Daniels, or am I crazy? Cars and Depth says my editor buys 90% of my stories. I still have to pitch every idea. Sometimes have to use editors' suggested angle. Trevor Bruce says send Shane a pity link. I don't even think Shane wants. If Shane wanted to stream, don't you think he'd be streaming on his show? Why would Shane want to be in here?
Ah, vais a venir, pues claro, estupendamente. Aquí estamos.
She may be the face I can't forget.
What the fuck is this?
A trace of pleasure or regret.
Sorry for my language. Hold on a second. Charlie's London says Bud Light isn't the worst. It's Tampax and Maybelline. I saw the Maybelline thing. We'll get into that. Trying to tell me there aren't better women to do that? Where is he putting the Tampax? We don't want to know. That's really disturbing. What is this? Yeah, this came out years ago. No, it came out Christmas 2022. This came out months ago, and it's already been memory hold. Like, people forgot about it. Should I get Shane in here? Do you guys want Shane Davis to join us tonight? If Shane wants to be in here, I'll bring him in here anytime he wants. I just was under the impression that Shane did not want to be in here. But I mean, for goodness sakes, he's Shane Davis. Let me put the link. Shane, I'm putting the link into the weekly show room. So join me, please. Join us. We'd love to see you. Shane says, let me in. Bring in Razorfist, says the brothers Crin. Where's Razorfist? I don't think Razorfist is watching right now. Because if Razorfist was watching right now, everybody would be going, Razorfist. You know, they'd be going ballistic over Razorfist. I would know it. You know, when I show up in somebody else's chat, like people go, EVS, EVS, it's really wonderful. I love you guys for that. Like, I get a really warm welcome wherever I go, even on Friday Night Tights. If I'm in the Friday Night Tights chat, hey, everyone, EVS, 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 EVS. And then everybody ignores me except for Nina Infinity, who will go, hey, Uncle E. I love that Nina Infinity. Yeah. What if Shane comes in and it's just a loop again? Well, I'll kick him if he does that, you know. 421 Spaceman says, you already went over this video ages ago. I know, but should we not do it again? There's a brother's Corinne who says, oh, and Uncle E, first time I catch one of these streams live. My brother's a big fan of yours, good sir. Tell your brother I said hello. I'm glad to have you in the chat. Appreciate you. Wow. Love Nina. Hate Shane. Jeez. What the fuck? Oh, why are people so mean to Shane? This commercial makes me feel physically ill. The music is really spooky too, dude. It really, all of it is like it's just like creepy, like old pedophile creep, gay pedophile old man like music. All right, hold on a second here. We need a little help from some friends, I think.
You let your tiger out. So, the territory. When he gets it, you let your tiger out.
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome, Shane Davis. Welcome. Urashima Taru says JD's communication com with drag queens was a new line of drinks. Oh, commercial with drag queens was a new line of drink. Oh, yeah. No, I know that. What's J&B? It isn't Jack Daniels then, is it?
It's something. I know it is a thing. Is it a beer?
No, it's a whiskey.
No.
Blended whiskey.
It's a whiskey, yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Beam? No, Jim Beam.
Yeah, what is J&B? Like, I don't drink enough to know these brands that
Is it
well.
J&B Jim Beam?
I'm not sure. Who knows? But all right, let's watch the rest of this, Shane. Are you excited?
I've seen that. You are right. People forgot this. Like,
yeah.
this thing
Be my treasure.
They got away with this shit.
Price
This is a
I have
disgusting
to
commercial.
pay. She may be the song that summer
Look
sings,
at this music.
may be the chill that autumn brings, may be 100 different things.
That woman at the counter was like, "You're a homo, aren't you?" Did you see that shit?
So, did she not like him? He's a man.
Wait, hold on, Shane. Are you saying something? What are you saying?
Yeah, was she upset that he was a man or that he wasted his whole life to get to this point? Like, I'm confused.
I don't know.
Like, what's more disappointing when you're 90 and you're putting on lipstick? Is it you waited till you were 90 or that you're just putting on lipstick?
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that this commercial's extra stupid because he's not even, you think that he's the drag queen. He isn't the drag queen. He knows his nephew is. And so he's learning to put makeup on his own face. Spoiler alert. So that he can put it on his little 19-year-old nephew's face. Like, this commercial is so diabolical. It's so disgusting. I'm going to help you transition into who you really are. Let me help you do that. Or grandpa.
May be the beauty or
oh my god, soon to be grandma.
Maybe the
this doesn't exist. Like this.
You know where this started? Wasn't the Ritz commercial that would end with the dude putting on the lipstick? Remember that?
Yeah. Like like the whole thing about like gay men putting on lipstick. Like that's like a shorthand for like gay. You know, it's like honestly, like I don't think too many gay men do that. You know, if you're not dressing up like a woman, I don't think too many gay men actually apply lipstick to themselves. I think most gay men are like, hey, we're trying to look as macho as we can because, yeah, I mean, look at Cecil, for example. Like, Cecil's a gay man. And the whole point of, like, what Cecil is doing is to try to attract Camelot because Camelot's another gay man. They lift a lot of weights. And the thing is about being gay is that you like men. You know what I mean? You're into what men are. So Cecil's like, I'm trying to be like this Hulk of a man so I can attract other gay men. who will look at me and be like, "Oh, that's a man." Like, you're not really attracted to men in lipstick, are you?
I think what they're saying is if you're a gay man and you're not putting on lipstick, you're not doing it right. That's
If
what
they
they're
have a
trying to
backwards
say.
kind of 1950s view of homosexuality, we have a gay man here. 709 says, "I like men, not men who look like women." Correct. It's not hard to understand. You just kind of go, well, what do men at their physical peak look like? That's what gay men want. Like, that's what they want. That's why I could never be gay, Shane.
Yeah.
I'd be alone. You know?
But if you were bitten by a vampire,
no, that's not what I
if you
mean.
had to,
I don't mean
how
that.
many years? 300, 500? Like how many years?
I don't know. I couldn't. I'm not interested. But anyway. All right, so this is a backwards weird idea.
Or the feast may turn each day into a heaven or a hell. She may be the mirror of my dreams, a smile reflected in a stream. She may not be what she may seem inside.
Did this man murder his wife?
Maybe.
Where's grandma?
I mean, at that point, are they even investigating murder? If you're so old, do they even investigate a murder? Or do they just assume old age?
Yeah, they like. It seems like I watch a lot of murder shows. It seems like they're locking old men up a lot more than they used to, because they're still hunting down Nazi war criminals. I was 12 years old and I was watching the gate at Auschwitz. Okay, we found you, motherfucker. And a bunch of Israelis come in, and there's a guy like, yeah, and they drag him. They'll throw him into prison too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
I was 8 years old and I fed some pigeons outside of Dachau. In jail, they kick your door open, and there's some fucking old man who's like lying in hospice, and they throw him like right into a wood chipper.
Well, I mean, they're probably at that point, if he's in hospice, they're doing him a favor. But yeah, like whatever. He's on his way out. It doesn't matter.
Like symbolically, they're still getting like, revenge for the Holocaust. They should. I completely support this. Grasham Ataru says, according to trans theory, today gay is a choice. It's a choice.
What?
All right, hold on a second. Look, he's getting better at it.
That's the takeaway from it, Ethan. Practice gets you gay.
Practice makes perfect when it comes to being gay.
Yeah.
So here comes this guy. He's 26 years old. Hi, you want to go to my room? Lock the door, Shane.
How do we know that he's like a relative? It could just be like related through marriage. Like we don't really know.
It's not made clear.
Yeah. Very suspect.
Yeah. Wilson Tavares says the commercial is what Picard would do if there was a Picard season 4. Yeah, this Picard season 4. This commercial right here. Oh God. Let me help you.
May be the reason I survive.
Let me put this on your mouth.
The way and wherefore I'm alive. The one I'll care for through the rough and ready years. Me, I'll take her laughter and her tears where she goes.
You want to ruin a holiday? If you're going to come out as trans, make sure that you do it at a time when everybody's happy and like the whole family's together enjoying themselves. The end of the year, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. Like really do it to fuck with other people. Like you got to
wait till they've all taken like a drink of something so you get a spit take when you come out.
Oh yeah, if you that'd be funny. You really want to ruin people's day and make it all about you and how disappointed they are in you, so that you can feel like even more of a victim.
That's
if
what
you
you
can.
got to do. Like if it's baby Jesus' birthday, you got to make that day about you for everybody. You know, at the table.
These guys are all having a good time, but get ready.
Because I've got to be the meaning of my life.
Look at him. So here we go. But the best part of this commercial is coming up. I'm a woman now. Look, so
he's
proud.
crying.
Look
so
at that.
proud.
Why is Dad crying with pride? This doesn't exist in nature. First of all, there's no grandfather who's going to practice putting makeup on himself so that he can apply it to his grandson. That is somebody who belongs in prison. There are zero fathers who are going to smile and cry and weep. Like, this is an unrealistic expectation to put on people, to think that you're going to look at that. Like, if Hunter came home and
let's not use you as an example. Like, I mean, I wouldn't do that.
I was just like, Hunter is so great. I was like, what the fuck is the matter with you? It would be more like kind of shock and disgust, and I'd be like, we got to get you some help, okay? We're gonna do whatever. I know some doctors. We're gonna get you, not those kind of doctors. We're gonna get you some mental help. We're gonna do what we can. All right, wherever I failed you as a father. This is a reflection of my failure as a father, and I wanted to tell you I'm really sorry. We're gonna do everything we can to fix it. Look. This is the best part. You son of a bitch. You touched
what
him.
You did.
Yeah, look what no.
Look at what you did.
Look at what you did. We know it.
I can't undo this.
Yeah. Look at what you did to my son when he was little. The fuck is the matter? I hate you so.
What is wrong with you? Why would you do that?
Like, that's rage. That's rage. You've broken my son, his soul. Sorry about this.
Like,
Maybe I better go.
Didn't know.
Cops are on their way. Snafu says, why did a Scotch brand make a trans kid commercial, and why are beer companies advertising their product using individuals who have an underage demo? See, these are good questions. They're not trying to sell Scotch here. They're trying to sell homosexuality. They're trying to sell trans. They're trying to sell all that stuff.
Cecil made a really good point about this earlier.
No, he didn't.
He did. And I asked him, I said, did you get that from somebody else? He's like, no, I just made that up. And he said it was this thing where it was always a thing in the day that we're supposed to accept people for, you're supposed to accept people for who they are, right? Like, that's the thing, whether they're not perfect or not, nose too big, whatever, belly too big. You accept people for who they are, right?
Yeah, and thanks for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, see, he said that, not me. But anyways, he goes, but now it's like, no, you need to accept me for who I want to be, not for who I like. It was really weird. Like, it used to be this thing, like, be happy with who you are. That was just this whole thing. Everybody, and I was like, it is weird. It's like, no, you have to accept me for who I'm going to be, not for who I am. It's like some weird reverse psychology thing going on right now.
Well, what if that is who they are inside and have always been? You need to accept me for who I've always been, but you just didn't know, Shane.
And then he also said that you were wrong about Star Trek.
What?
He said you were wrong about Star Trek also.
Yeah, I know he said that, but he's wrong. I don't want to hurt his feelings.
I asked him, I said, is this the thing that's going to break Comicsgate in half? He said he's going to shatter it in pieces.
Well, at least I'll know Comicsgate died with me being right and everybody else being wrong, which is all I ask of anything. I just want to make sure that I am right at all times.
You know what it is, Ethan? This is this one season, not season 1, not season 2, but season 3 was their last bit of hope of fandom, right? And I heard it from him. He goes, yeah, but you don't understand it. It was a good send-off. And I'm like, that's it. You went to it. You're like, it was a nice funeral, Shane. You don't understand. It was a nice funeral.
I mean, was it?
I think that it's kind of sounds like it is. Yeah, like they know it's like they know this isn't the future. They just think they had their one nice last send off, and that the actors were too old, and that at least this one season they did them justice.
but
That's kind of
Cecil doesn't even understand Star Trek like I do. I understand Star Trek way better than Cecil, and I've never even watched one single episode of Star Trek. Like Cecil is just like, I'm like, 7 of 9 cannot be Captain Kirk, like, or Captain Picard. Cannot take that role. Cannot be a captain. You know, it's like she's a woman. And Cecil's just like, no, she earned it. Oh my God, she's been in Starfleet for 35 years. No, she hasn't, Cecil. She hasn't. She was never in the Starfleet. Why do they keep saying this stuff? And I have to correct them. I don't watch Star Trek. I don't know anything about it, but I know that she was never in Star Trek. It's almost like Cecil and Anna have never watched the show. Jerry Ryan's character, 7 of 9, was assimilated as a child. Never went to Starfleet Academy. After Voyager, she applied and she was rejected, Shane. She was rejected from the Academy.
Well, the joke's on the men that rejected her.
Which is why 20 years later, when Picard season 1 picks up, we see her as a ranger, never having been in Starfleet. She was never in there. She was a ranger, except on the Voyager, and that wasn't real. Her first official rank,
right,
was first officer to Todd Stashwick, who probably should have been promoted to take over at the end. It shouldn't have been a woman. They set that up. Here's Todd Stashwick, and we're going to get rid of him. So again, we're just showing you what things could be, what we could do, but we're not going to do it. We're going to go SJW. To promote her to captain instantly, which is what they did, was a complete Mary Sue move. This is what we talk about all the time. Why is she a captain instantly? It's not as bad as Ray, but anyone with a remote objectivity would see this whole thing is ridiculous, which is why you can't trust Cecil. He has no objectivity like I do, or you.
I'm not getting involved in this.
Why make her a first officer at all if you're just going to promote her to captain instantly? Why do that? Don't know. But yeah, she's never been in Starfleet. Cecil was like, oh, she's been in there for 35 years. Not even once, not even 1 year.
What does this mean?
Correct a bunch of Star Trek fans about this. Oh, it's Star Trek trivia. We're having Star Trek trivia. Okay. What about things that aren't trivial? What's the opposite of trivial? Will you look that up?
Obscure. I don't know.
No,
no. Oh, like
the opposite of trivia.
Oh, yeah. Profound. Yeah.
When we talk about things that actually matter with Star Trek, like I do. Callum Leal says, I don't know anything about Star Trek other than the cast are in Gargoyles. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, yeah, like Xanatos was voiced by the Riker guy, and a chick plays a Demona in it from Star Trek.
Important or profound? Paramount.
Paramount. That's a good one. Nobody ever uses the word paramount.
Well, that's because you know who uses the word paramount? The studio that just cucked Star Trek fans. The studio that just made monkeys out of Anna and Cecil. And
they didn't make monkeys. I mean, Anna cannot shave and be a monkey. I mean, they didn't got to do that.
Yes. And that proved that Doomcock was correct. Lord Doomcock. What a man.
You know, I don't watch Doomcock, but I appreciate the name. Like, I appreciate what he did there.
I watch him every day.
People say he just reads shit off 4chan. Like, is that true?
Maybe. I don't know where he gets his rumors. I assumed it was from space. I assume he got his rumors from outer space. But it's possible. Shane, what are you drawing tonight besides flies?
I'm not. I'm at my other computer because my camera's not working. That's why I'm on an endless loop of eating potato chips.
Stop eating potato chips.
Okay.
Stop eating that stuff, man. I know you're trying to gain weight, but not that way. Gain weight eating things that are good.
No.
If I were
The good
you,
stuff.
if I could gain weight,
Yeah.
if I had to gain weight, if that were my mission, I'd go to the bakery. Remember the video that I showed of the bakery?
Yeah.
I'd go there. That's where I would go to
And
gain
just
weight.
shove your head in the counter. Like, what would you do?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I would. The thing is, like, Andrea brought home some Oreo cookies because Ava gets an Oreo cookie with her lunch. She's like, don't get into these cookies. And I'm like, let me explain something to you.
That's where she messed up. Why even tell you the cookies are in the house? That's her fault.
She's letting me know. I would see them. They're in the cupboard. She's letting me know that the cookies are there. She's aware that they're there, and she doesn't want me to get into them. But she doesn't understand. Like, I'm not going to. If I'm going to have some sugar, I'm going to do it right. I'm not going to eat a fucking Oreo cookie. I'm going to go to that bakery, and I'm going to get something amazing. I'm going to eat an entire pie, like a fresh baked pie. I'm going to go like I did last week and get a gigantic, like Joe Biden style, Barack Obama style ice cream cone. Like, why would you why would you take those? Why would you eat that shit if you're going to do it? And I always say, if you're going to do it right. If you're going to do it right.
I actually wonder, like, the work that goes into a president's ice cream cone. Do you think they get
Secret Service has to lick it? Like, every Secret Service agent has to lick it.
Do they have poison tasters? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think probably the Secret Service have to scope out. They have to inspect. I don't know. I would think. You don't want some asshole, Mr. Softy truck killing the president. Like, you don't want that. We got a nice super chat from Inconspicuous Man who says, Season 1 of Mando, you love those member berries. Even after Disney cut the IP and the fans, Doomcock still shills for it. Season 3 Picard is the same. Relax, King. I'm relaxed. By the way, Mando Season 3, from what I understand, the same thing.
Yeah, no, he's given the sword over to what's-her-name, Bo-Katan, and all the phallic symbolism and sheep. Well,
here's my peen. And we're sticking you with the baby, by the way, asshole.
I don't even know if they. I've not watched season 3, but I really think it was a good stopping point for that show when Luke got.
That was it.
That was it. And I think it was done. It was like, that's it.
Yeah, that was it. It was perfect. And then, of course, once it becomes successful, the women get involved. Oh no, Yoda's back. Baby Yoda's back. And by the way, we liked it that the man is taking care of the baby. We love that idea. Anything that feminizes men. We like it. The man is a full-time babysitter, a bounty hunter, somebody who's used to going out there and earning a living, hard scrabble, through sweat, through murder, through things that are fun and cool. Men do. And we're going to stick him with an infant now. Meanwhile, we're going to take his penis away, his dark saber, as it were.
Mm.
We're going to hand it over to a woman who earned it.
Mm.
And
how'd she earn it?
It's now going to be exactly what I said, the woman DeLorean. Or people say the ma'am DeLorean. It's not the ma'am. Ma'am is trans. Woman DeLorean. So ma'am equals, somebody of indeterminate gender.
Right.
That's
so do you
do.
think they maybe don't want Pedro around? Because I've heard that rumor. Also, he's into other shows, so maybe it's complicated, or it's the woman agenda, or all of it.
By the way, what is this? She broke the Darksaber. I didn't watch this. I just heard about it. Darksaber was bent and broken with bare hands, but the hand holding it was just fine. That makes sense. So she took it and she destroyed it, which is what happens when you give a woman anything of value. You let her have your car, she's going to wrap it around a tree. Oh, the extra parts fell off. What do you mean the extra parts? That was my bumper and my side mirrors. What are you talking about?
Yeah. The brakes fell off.
Extra parts fell off. Here's Frage. He says, you don't sleep? Frage, you want to come in here and hang out? What are you doing? Some Frage the link. And these people.
Seen him in a while.
No, I haven't seen him in a while either. I see that he's doing his own show. I don't get him on my show at all, which makes me sad. But I don't ask people to do anything.
I'll take a break from eating chips. I'm a friend.
What are you talking about? Boom couch. That guy's great. I'll send him the link. He's probably in bed though. I just woke up. I didn't have a shower. I've not showered
that
yet.
Jack Show stuff the other night was crazy. Like, and were you the one that instigated that?
Yes.
No,
that was me.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Well played.
Because everybody's boring and there's stuff going on that it's just like you just don't want to talk about it. Well, some of it's worth talking about. 709 says, Ethan, can Andrea park the Sprinter? No. And by the way, Andrea doesn't want to drive at all, ever. And anytime she has to go anywhere, she's like, Andrea has a way of asking me without asking me. She goes, she'll come down here and she'll be like, I have to take Kaylee into Cherry Hill. And I'll be like, mm-hmm. She's like, it's going to be dark out. I'm like, yeah, it's awful. Why does she want you to go to Cherry Hill when it's dark out? She has to go for a volleyball meet. And, I'll be like, I'll look at her for a while. And I'll go, you want me to do this? She goes, you will?
Oh, see that she tricked you. You did. You asked a question, but she thought you were not asking a question because you were trying to understand what she was asking. But you asked a question: would you like me to do this thing for you? Well, you were just trying to figure out what she's beating around the bush.
Every single time I tell her, I'm like, just ask me directly. Like, seriously, if you want me to do something, because I'm like, most of the time I pick up on it, and I'll do whatever she wants me to do. You know what I mean? I will do whatever she wants me to do, but I don't know that she's asking me to do it. Like, because she doesn't ask me, because she's a woman. She'll just sit there and say, I got to do this. This needs to be done. And I'm like, oh, do you want me to do it? She'll be like, you will? Like, oh, I love you. Great. So she's the cook in the house. I got this yesterday, and this made my penis fall off.
Oh my God.
She's the cook in the house. She's a magnificent Italian cook. If
your penis is falling off.
Well, no. She's just she prepares the food around here. I would never, like, if she wants anything else, she wants a tree cut down, she wants somebody driven somewhere, she wants this or that, furniture moved, whatever. I'm her man. I'm here to do it. But when it comes to cooking, it's her. So I had her cook a steak yesterday for me, big steak. And she goes, how come I'm out there on the grill? And I was like, what do you mean? You're a girl. I'm a boy. She said, no, like, don't you want to be behind the grill like Tony Soprano? Don't you want to do that? You want to be on the grill like men grill.
She's manipulating you. Don't stand for that.
I'm like, I don't fucking cook. I don't know how to prepare anything. I can make eggs. I don't know how to cook. She's like, I just thought maybe you'd want to cook because it's what men do. I mean, men cook on the grill.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. Now, listen, this is all like gender ideology being used against me, because when she said it, I was like, holy shit, you are right. You're right. I see Tony Soprano on the grill. I don't see Carmela on the grill. So she's like, oh, we got a grill out there. Don't you want to use it? And I'm like, I guess I got to learn how to cook, because it's one more thing that I'm supposed to be doing that,
Dude, I have a grill that's still in the fucking box. I still haven't built it since I moved. Like,
what she said to me?
She's a little shelter.
Yeah, it's like if you have a little patio or something, you're never going to use it. But she said to me, I don't know how to use like a coal grill, like what is it called? Charcoal grill. Don't know how to do that.
Grill, yeah.
Let me see. Grilling is a man's work, says House of Art. Yeah, I hear that. But I don't do that. I don't prepare food. Like, that's always been her job. But she's right. She's right about that. Like, I should learn to do that. Let me ask this guy.
Oh, bitch! That's what I'm talking about right there on that phone! Oh, bitch! That's what I'm talking about right there on that phone!
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Well, I'm okay. Talking about gender confusion when it comes to grilling. Fraggy, you do the grilling in your house?
No, we share. I mean, she's good at steaks. I'm really good at like chicken stuff that is, a little more, needs a little more finesse.
More finesse. What are you going to the gym right now?
I am every morning at 5.
God bless you, dude. I'm going at 8 o'clock. No, 7:30 to 8:30. I'm at the gym. I'm trying to get fit.
That's the time to take the kids to school.
Kids get on the bus. Kaylee's out of here at like 7. Ava's out at 7:19. 7:30, we're in the car heading to the gym. So
My kids are spoiled. They don't want the bus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they want to drive the bus home, but they don't want. They want to be taken by dad. I think it's an optics thing.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got to learn how to grill, Dan.
You know how to grill. Come on. It's like we got that shit in our dad pack.
It's our DNA, right? Like
right, exactly.
Caveman shit. I can do it. I just never have because Andrea does it. And I like it. I like her preparing steaks for me. I like that. That's something I enjoy about our marriage.
Do you have a gas grill or a charcoal grill?
I got a gas grill, but she said I don't know how to get a charcoal grill. So maybe I'll go buy a charcoal grill so I can do something she can't. Because if she's already better than me at gas, then that's not manly to be able to figure out where she already is. Get a gas grill out there, or charcoal, which is what Tony Soprano was cooking the sausages on.
So that's the way to do it, though, and that's where my wife and I have a little bit of fighting. You know, she prefers gas because it's turn it on, click it,
yeah,
take it off, eat it. You know,
but I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to turn that thing on. So I got to figure it out. I'm going to watch some YouTube videos. You know what? I didn't, when she said you should be doing this, I said, oh yeah. I said, oh, okay. What's one more thing, Andrea? Like that to her. I said, what's one more thing? I said, I like it when you put meat on my plate, not obligations.
Did you say that? Wait, honestly, did you say that?
No.
Oh my God.
Never say that to her. She's wonderful. But yeah, so I got to do. That was a great line, though. Let me see. Urashima Taru says, get a chimney starter if you're going to do charcoal. I don't know what that is. What's a chimney starter?
Oh, that's the lighter that's like a stick that you know, like you got reach.
So hot.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna impress the hell out of her. She made it a matter of manhood. And if you do that, then things got to change. If you're like, you know what, like men are the ones who grill. I don't want to grill because my man should be grilling. Oh, well, now things are going to change. Now you've created a new dynamic here.
Just stick to the George Foreman grill. It never let anybody down.
Paradigm shift. I'm not using I'm going to get one of those grills that looks like a fucking droid. I'm going to get one of those grills that looks like, what's the droid from Hoth that in the beginning Han Solo shoots Empire Strikes Back? What are those called again? I forgot. A droid, a probe?
A probe?
A gonk? Wait, the gonk droid? The gonk droid? No.
Is that what it is?
It looks like the
one that looks like a trash can?
Long-legged
legs,
crab.
spindly spider legs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that
probe droid. I've got it over there. I got
Imperial
it.
Imperial drone or something like that.
Yeah.
Star Wars is dead.
Star Wars is dead, so we forgot about it and moved on.
I did, dude.
Yeah,
it's gone.
I want a grill that looks like that. In fact, I want, and I'll bet you they made one. I'll bet you Star Wars actually made a grill like that. That looks like R2-D2 or something. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to be out there like a nerd, but a manly nerd who's out there cooking his own meat. And that's what I'm going to do. I thank Andrea for giving me another opportunity to learn. Endless process of growth.
why don't you just like hey, Ethan, while you're at it, why don't you like PICARD season 3?
Yeah, PICARD season 3. Dan, everybody's mad at me because I didn't like PICARD season 3, and I called him out for what it was. It was a straight W at the end. It was a honey trap, and people
Didn't
like,
they try to load the deck? I heard they brought everyone back.
They did, and then they killed them and replaced them with women at the end, the very end. So it's like, oh, it's so great to see all this great stuff from. I missed Next Generation.
And
what
then Cecil told me.
What?
He said they were too old to keep going.
Right. That's just like all white men. We're all too old to keep going. We need to be replaced with women and trans. Urashima Mataru says that isn't what a chimney starter is, Shane. So you don't know.
Yeah, chimney starter. You put the newspaper in the bottom, and you put the coals in it, and it gets your coals started up.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like almost looks like a iced tea pitcher with no bottom, and it's made out of metal.
We got this going on. I miss Mandy. Cry heartbreak. Yeah, anybody here from Mandy?
Nope.
Yeah, what's up with that? I saw her channel was like all video free.
Right. So before Comicsgate, and I knew about this kind of. Mandy Summers was doing a kind of almost like an OnlyFans kind of situation, where there are topless photos of her. There are like pictures of her and lots of pictures of her in her underpants.
Hey, you knew about this?
All right.
Yeah, I knew about it because I knew
who didn't do that in the 80s? You know what I'm saying?
I don't. In the 80s, it was like 2016.
But
yeah, a lot of girls did that. I think a lot of girls that are on the internet when the internet first started, like men on the internet, made jokes about Nazis and pedophilia and get in trouble for that, and then women on the internet showed their titties somewhere. So it's just a matter of like, where is that shit? Anyway, they found Mandy's stuff and found out that Mandy had a whole other life before Comicsgate. Now, I knew kind of about it because of the situation with Kyle Ritter. Like, I knew Mandy was predisposed to take pictures of herself in her underpants and send them to boys who were not her husband. But I didn't know about all of this. I was just kind of dimly aware of it. I had to talk with Mandy and said, "Stop doing that. You're not going to be Comicsgate if you're going to be doing that around here. Respect yourself, and you're going to do better." And she did. I mean, she changed her ways. I mean, she's been really, really good and a good Comicsgater. Well, some people who don't like us went and researched and found a whole stash of her shit. And I thought Mandy
they had it on their hard drive already. Let's be real.
Yeah, probably. I just thought Mandy would kind of deal with it and be like, well, what are you going to do? Like, enjoy looking at. If this ever happens to you, if people find out that you had a career in pornography, they're going to find it on me eventually. I was in the 1970s. I was a kind of a stand-in for John Holmes. Like, I was what's
kind of a stunt double, right? A stunt man,
a stunt cock. They say, like, if he was too tired, like, I'd stand in for him. But my face was never shown, just my, enormous.
See, I was the guy they called for skeet shots.
Oh, you were, yeah, you were like kind of Dirk Diggler. You could do, you had a very short refractory period, so they could call you.
That's right. Just I was delivering loads like UPS.
Right. dropping loads. So, yeah, that's right. Comicsgate did the same to Preston, so 7 of 9. Now, the difference is Preston's stuff was degenerate and disgusting. I mean, and it put his whole thing in a whole new light, his whole situation, who he is. Mandy wasn't really. I mean, Mandy's was just her in her underpants. But in any case, Mandy didn't handle it the way I would have liked her to handle it, which is to just go, "What are you going to do, y'all? Get my boobies."
Yeah, fap it out and get back to work.
That's exactly right. Just go enjoy whatever, Yeah. I wish I still looked like that. I think she looks better than that now. Well, I mean, if it's you when you're younger, I don't know. That's how she should have handled it. But instead,
all I could say is thank God we're old. I might have shot some brown for some dough.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I hope that never comes up, and nobody look for that.
What can brown do for you?
So yeah. So anyway, we're hoping Mandy comes back, but what if she doesn't? Because she's not back yet.
She's the only thing I've seen, because she won't. None of my messages are read. Like but I did see that on her campaign page that she's interacting with backers, like in the discussion. So like there is that.
She is doing her. See, that's my only concern. If she wants to disappear, she's allowed. Not until she fulfills her campaigns. But she shouldn't disappear. That's stupid. Stop giving these people power over you. This is like 99% how you react to it. All of these. Look at what Trump. Use Trump for an example. When the grab him by the pussy tape came out in 2016, I was like, oh, he's done. He's done. This is so bad. We're not. How Trump reacted to it is why he became president, which is just like, it's locker room talk, whatever. You guys are lying when you say that it means that I assaulted women. It doesn't mean that. It's just, I was talking about, it's locker room talk. It's the way guys talk. And most guys went, yeah. And most women went, yeah, that's true too. Dude, you go to Planet Fitness too?
Yeah.
I go to Ham Planet Fatness. That's where I'm at. Yeah, Ham Planet Fatness. Eventually, there he goes. He disappeared. But in any case, enjoy your workout, Frega. It's always about how you respond to these things. And if Mandy just kind of goes, it's no big deal, then it's no big deal. If it's a big deal, then it's a big deal. If it's no big deal, then it's no big deal. Here's Frega back.
There we go. Yeah, I hit the wrong button.
It's okay, man. I'm proud of you for going to the gym at 5 a.m.
Every Monday through Friday, man. Meet my brother here, and he just pulled up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me see. Ethan, though, they doxed Mandy and a lot of the people she knows. I get the feeling she shuts shop because of all the people in her orbit getting doxed.
Yeah.
Understood, but
yeah, that's like something I don't know how you get around. Like,
it's like a trial. Like, if you're doing this, it really is trial by fire, because if you're successful, inordinately successful, they're going to try to destroy you in every which way. And a lot of private information is good. Because I don't care anymore. Like, there's nothing people can find out about me that isn't already known. I already went through all this stuff. All the embarrassing.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
I'm going to tell you something you don't already know.
What?
It's chest day, and I got to go.
Okay, man.
It's good talking to you guys. I miss you.
Yeah, we miss you too. Come to King's tonight if you can. Okay, I'll send you the link.
What time?
Like 7 or 8.
Okay, I'm worse than Mike Barron. I'm in bed before 9:30.
Well, let me make it at 7 tonight then, and I'll send you the
Cool.
link.
Sounds good, man. See you guys.
Brother. Bye.
yeah.
I like 7 of 9. He's saying Ethan's. By the way, I haven't been making 7 of 9 happy lately. I'm always. I saw him doing this somewhere else too, where he put me at the end of the list.
How does that make you feel in the end of it?
Not good. I like being towards the front, of his assessment of us. And lately I haven't been, and I don't really know what I'm doing wrong, but I'll figure it out. It's concerning. Hey, Ethan, you should get Razor Fist on to discuss his new Indiegogo comic, Ghost of the Badlands. Oh, I did say to him, I said, anytime you want. Yeah, absolutely. Love to have Razor Fist on here. Razor Fist and Georgie Alexopoulos. Get them both here.
I don't know the George stuff, so you guys talked about it earlier, but I only know what you guys say.
All right, so I might be misremembering.
That doesn't mean you
stuff.
have to tell me this.
I'm gonna. Well, Shane, it's the show isn't always about what you know or need to know.
Yeah,
it's about the audience, and you bring up a topic, and then that becomes part of the show. Otherwise, people go, "Why aren't they telling us?" Shane brought up an interesting thing, and it's not coming out. Now, here's what I remember about the Georgie Alexopoulos thing, from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy shows up, and he's just like, he's from web cartoons. He's on like one of these Reddit something or other cartooning things. And he was posting these cartoons, and then people found out he voted for Trump, and they decided to do to him what they do to everybody. They cancel you when they find out that they destroy you. They call you a white supremacist. And he was thoroughly upset by it. And he said, can I come on your show and tell my story? And I said, sure. Yeah, of course. And he came on the show and he told his story, and I couldn't relate to it. I didn't really know what he was talking about. Yeah. Also, he was you'll listen to him. Go back and listen to that. He's not one of the guys really, or he wasn't then. He wasn't really then. But I welcomed him into the club. I said, look, he's like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, well, join us, be a part of this and make some friends and move around. And so he did. And guess which friends he chose to make? He decided to go to War Campaign. So he goes to War Campaign and by the way, I'm quite unaware of this. I don't care. Like he was on the show and I went, that's sad. And then I moved on. He went to War Campaign and they basically humiliated him. They put him through the term tribunal came up. They said, in order to be part of Comicsgate, you have to go through this tribunal, brother. where I don't know what they even said or did. I don't know if a recording of that exists, but whatever it was, it really upset Georgie.
Wait, is this where they make you show your penis?
I don't know.
Hold
on a second. Travis Park says, your boy had an even worse situation and got over it. Exactly, yes. So he went to a war campaign. They did whatever they did, and I didn't really know about it. But what Georgie did was he blamed me for it, and then he went to, like, Mike Smiller. He went to Edwin Boyette. He complained about the culture within Comicsgate and what had happened to him and how this was all like a cult meant to humiliate people. And they came to me, Edwin Boyette and Smiller came to me and said, you should know that, Comicsgaters are complaining. They already had an agenda against War Campaign, those two guys. I said, can I see what you're talking about? No, you cannot. Who are you talking about? What is this, people? What do you mean? No, we cannot. We have to spare. We have to protect, all this stuff. And that was the Fall of Rome stream. Anyway, George became kind of like convinced that Comicsgate was me absorbing, like this was my plan, to take in wounded creators and then, break their hearts or something like that and absorb them and destroy them. That's what he thought. He had an interview with Adam Friended where Adam Friended basically talked to him about this. So what's your theory? What's going on? And Adam Friended basically exposed him as being a paranoid nut, like a lunatic. Like, what are you talking about? And that was basically it. I'd see George blocked me instantly on everything. Like as soon as the War Campaign thing happened, he blocked me on social media, so we couldn't even communicate. And he kind of, for a while, people would send me a bunch of his tweets that were about me, like just hating on me in every single possible way. And I never really had a chance to speak to him about it or anything. It was just kind of instantaneous, like this instant hatred, instant block. And it was part of the damage done by War Campaign, which I still think about, and I still wish I could go back and change in some ways. But George is crazy. I would say George Alexopoulos was crazy. Having said that, he's a good artist, and the stuff he's doing right now for on this one book with Razorfist looks phenomenal. Have you looked at it? Have you seen this?
I scrolled it yesterday before you came on stream with John. Like I was looking at it then. Artwork has I can't put my finger on it, but it has like kind of like a.
It's manga. It looks like
kind of like Otomo, the guy that drew Akira, but also a little bit like Frank Whiteley in a weird way. Like I don't know. Like I see a couple of influences there mixed together, but it works with the content he's drawing, like the Western and stuff like the old cowboy faces and the guns. It looks good.
Yeah. I thought it looked really good. The action, the violence was really terrific, top notch. So, well, that book's going to succeed. That book will make $1 million, I think. But it's going to make $1 million slower. Like, it's the way Smiller's book worked with Shadiversity. It took a long time to get where it landed because its first day wasn't that good. People like it. This book made $100,000 in its first 3 hours, and it's like, I think Eric July's book made $100,000 in the first 3 minutes. I mean, it's like it's going to get there. It'll get to $1 million. It's going to take us a long time though, because the book is so good, and you've got Razorfist with a platform of a lot of people. I think it's going to get $1 million, but it will take the entire 2 months to get there. Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen some crazy campaigns, like it seems like. So like I'm afraid to call it. Like I have no idea. Like again, I know of Razorfist. I don't really watch his channel a lot, so I don't know his reach. I mean, every time I've clicked on him, he's like playing a video game or something. So I don't know like what his normal viewership is when he's doing a live stream or a short video or something.
It's pretty big, I think. No, it depends on what he's doing. When he's just doing a video game stream, he'll get less than 1,000 people in. But when he's like, you know what, I'm here to rant about something, he'll get like 7,000 people watching.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But like again, like like Eric, he was pulling in a lot of comic people to his channeled from his videos, like people that were upset with shit. So and that translated to comic sales. Like I don't know Razor Fist content. Like I don't know like to go direct to a comic sell as much as some people.
He does talk about comics. He does actually talk about comics a lot. And I guess like his thing lately has been, we need to diversify the genres of comics. So let's do a Western. Like Westerns are good. Westerns used to be Americana. Like, 1 out of every 2 movies in the theaters back in the 1950s was a Western, and almost everything on TV was a Western. And for some reason, it all died. And 95% of Westerns are shit, but the 5% that are good are really good.
Yeah,
you go back and watch like Pale Rider, or oh my God, recently The Unforgiven is one of the best Westerns of all time.
It's
one of my
probably,
favorite
one of
movies
the
of all
last
time.
good Westerns, like one of the last good ones, I think. Like I know people like the remake of 3:10 to Yuma, but I think Unforgiven's probably like one of the last great Westerns made.
So you're not really somebody who watches Razor Fist. Like you've never really.
Not as much. Oddly enough, every time I clicked on, he's like playing a video game. I don't know how that is coincidence or YouTube suggested. It's like I've heard him talk, and that's the other thing. Every time he talks about stories and stuff, it seems like it's about more like crime type comics or stories or
He likes noir. He likes that stuff.
Yeah, which is refreshing. I mean, that was one of the things I liked about DC Comics reprints and back in the day stuff is, they had all those, they were ideally a diverse publisher with the weird war tales and, some of the, what was that, House of Mystery?
Yeah, well, they had to do House of Mystery because you weren't allowed to use like horror or terror in titles anymore.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
And, they had some of the Vertigo stuff or Swamp Thing back in the day, like, the Alan Moore stuff also. Like, so there were just things that were like, okay, well, not everything's a superhero, like as a comic book company, where to me, I only really remember Marvel Comics being superheroes. I mean, I know they had some monster books back in the day that were Kirby monster books, maybe.
Well, no, Marvel had a Werewolf by Night. They had Dracula, House of Dracula,
Tomb of Dracula, something like that.
Yeah, they used the Universal monsters, but the ones that were I think they were in the public domain even back then, and did their own version.
Ghost Rider back in the 90s, the Texera stuff. Like I loved that book as a kid, but it was so different. There were 2 characters I loved at Marvel, like reading, and that was Silver Surfer and Ghost Rider, because they were kind of removed from, they were so far from being like the normal superhero. One dude's flying around in space, and one dude's on a flaming skull and motorcycle. It was, and I liked that. Like I really did enjoy that as a reader, like not getting just and I would read Spider-Man and X-Men and shit, but I definitely love those 2.
Shane, see, this is page 1 of Cyberfrog 3. And look at page 1 of Wreck Planet.
Oh, you did yank. I see what you did. You did. Got it.
Cool, huh?
Got it. That is actually super cool.
Yeah, I love this, man. I decided I've had page 1. By the way, this was going to be towards the end of Wreck Planet. I would have, done this so that it mirrored the beginning of the first page and then the last page. It would have been the same. But
I love stuff like that, but it drives me crazy that unless you tell somebody, they'll never notice.
Yeah, like I don't expect that. I watched a couple of new reviews of Wreck Planet, and I was like disappointed in them because like you have to, the thing about these 2 books, Blood Honey and Wreck Planet, is you have to read them on top of each other. Otherwise, I guess there's some confusion, because the transition between Blood Honey and Wreck Planet is pretty seamless. It's pretty smooth, but somebody was just like, look at this. It starts out like this. That's fine. And then we see this here, right? You see him wake up and everything, and then he jumps and he says, I got to find Heather. And then boom, like instantly he's found Heather. Like we didn't get to see anything about that. No. And I was like, oh, and you want to defend yourself. You know what I mean? Like we didn't get to see him look for Heather. Well, he's got a tracking bead on her. First of all, he's not going to have to look hard. He just is going to follow the signal and find Heather.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to see all this at the end of Blood Honey. This just picks up right after Blood Honey, where basically all I'm doing with that beginning scene is showing this scene from the Vespis's perspective. So at the end of Blood Honey, you got Cyberfrog waking up and he's saying, oh my gosh, how long have I been out? Where's Heather? The microbead, blah, blah, blah. You're seeing this as though you're sitting with Cyberfrog, but also I show this quick shot of a Vespis observing, right? Mm-hmm. And then Cyberfrog goes, and suddenly we're here, and you're now with Lily and Heather Swain, and Lily is like, I'm going out to look for my dad, and she does that, and then she runs into Cyberfrog, who's already been keyed in to like, this is where Heather is, so I'm looking for Heather. Have you seen Heather? Hey, Froggy. So then that ends here, and it picks up in the next book. But the only thing is, now we're showing that same scene, but from the Vespis's point of view. So you see the Vespis are watching him wake up. They were alerted by his thunder croak. They wake up, and then you see that one Vespis who we saw observing Cyberfrog, the revelation is they followed him. Mm-hmm. So we know that he went. So that's all this is meant to do. Like, was I unclear? I rewrote this a million times so that it would be like clear.
I kind of know.
But you have to read them both together, right?
Yeah. Well,
and then this picks up right there. Like, oh, now the conversation right where Blood Honey ended is right where
I've done that with TV shows when there's a new season. Like, I'll go to the next episode. I'll be like, wait, what? People really should go back and watch or reread that before because there's some weight is all. Like,
people had to wait for like 3 years to read the next, and I understand that. Like, I'm writing this is going to be collected, so these are installments, and once they're all together, they'll read a little bit,
But your brain, especially with comics, your brain kind of plays tricks with the things you read, like, because your brain's so interactive with the images and the panels that you're sewing together the information. So I mean, you really should go back and read the previous issue. Like, I mean,
I'm going to read Inglourious Rex 1 again before I get Inglourious Rex 2.
I did one of those tricks that you were showing there with the layout on a page flip. Nobody noticed.
Like, what did you do? Can you show me? Oh, turn on your camera and show show what you mean.
My camera is messed up. That's why I was doing the goofball stream. I don't have a camera on.
Oh, yeah. Is the thing that you're talking about, was that in issue 1 or issue 2?
It's in issue 1. It's when there's that spread when Alex beats up what's his name, and then you turn the page, and then the next page is you see 232 pulling up the head of the Rex, but those two heads kind of lay the same way.
Oh, how about that? I used to do that, and I did that in Green Lantern Rebirth too, where it's just like, yeah, it's subtle. I don't know if that ever gets picked up on, but to me it's subliminal. Like, subliminal stuff works really, really well. Like, even if people don't go, oh, the layout is the same, it's the same kind of image. Like, still, I think it works in people's minds. I think that's my hope anyway. I didn't pick up on that, Shane. I'm gonna go back and look for it.
Yeah, it's the pilot's head, and then you turn the page and you'll see the Rex's head, and they're kind of angled the same at the same 3/4 upshot. It fits. It works. It's cool. I mean, I think about page turns a little bit too much now that I don't have like house ads in the books and stuff.
I don't think about them at all. I'm either lucky or unlucky with page turns, because I don't care. Like, to me, like, the page turn is not really that big of a deal. Because
I used to think about it at Marvel and DC, but it really wouldn't matter because they would just put a fucking candy bar ad in there. It didn't really matter, right?
Well, it wasn't in your control anyway. Well, unless you're writing, because you wrote a bunch of stuff over there.
Some, yeah, but well, even then you wouldn't get control. They would just. I had them break up a double page spread, a panel spread one time with an ad.
Oh no!
Like, it was not my
That's infuriating.
fault. It wasn't the editor's fault. It was the fucking inker that scanned the pages, and he didn't put them together. So they just took them as like page 16, 17, or whatever it was, and they didn't know to put them together. And somehow, even though it was separated because it was a panel spread, it's because it was one big panel that went from the top half from left to right, and then the bottom were individual panels stacked. Somehow it still read okay. It was really bizarre, but but
Did
yeah,
anybody catch it and complain, or just you?
just me. And then the editor saw it, and then he got irate because he knew it was supposed to be a spread, and the ad busted it up. It was just dumb. I mean, they fixed it in the trade, but Marvel had that problem too. There was a couple of issues where they had ads busting up double page spreads. It's happened before because it goes to a different department. I don't think editors sign off on the actual book, but it's a different department that does the house ads. That's what we need to do. We need to get some of that M&M money.
M&M money? Like we need a sponsor?
We need to start putting M&M ads in Cyberfrog books,
Yeah, I'm drawing a lot. I'm having a good time, Shane. I feel like I'm not doing a good job on YouTube at all, and I'm leaving it to you, which is a big mistake because look at what you're doing on YouTube. Jesus Christ. But
I didn't know you were leaving it to me. What?
Yeah, I'm like Shane and John have got it covered. I can do nothing but draw for a little while. I put 2 cards up. I got 2 sketch cards up on my eBay store. Those of you who are watching right now, go check out the eBay store. The link's in the description. You can get an original hand-drawn Cyberfrog sketch card in color. Which one of these do you like better, Shane? Cyberfrog or Heather?
I think I like the Cyberfrog. Yep. I'm always going for Cyberfrog over Heather. I know a lot of people go for Heather, and rightfully so, but I usually go for Cyberfrog.
Yeah, I really love to draw a Cyberfrog. I like to draw Heather too, but Salamandroid's a challenge. Like he's not as familiar because it's a new design. Like Salamandroid is a new design, so I'm still working on Salamandroid, but like getting him down. I can draw Cyberfrog, with my eyes closed. But Salamandroid is always like.
How many years have you been drawing Cyberfrog? I know you've altered the way his face is and stuff, but I mean, if you count it up, like how many
total years that I drew Cyberfrog? I mean, so from 1993 to 1998, so that's like 5-6 years. And then from 2018, I guess, on to the current year. I don't know, maybe a little more than 10 years. Probably. I've been drawing Cyberfrog. But he's been in my brain because even when I wasn't drawing him, he still existed there,
Did you ever get like a lot of like commissions for him at like Comic Cons? Like when people come up to you where people were like, I don't want fucking Green Lantern, draw me a Cyberfrog.
Yes, that happened a lot. And I would roll my eyes. Like I'd be like, okay. Like I was embarrassed of it, I was like, okay, I'll draw Cyberfrog. We got some because like Cyberfrog was it was still like a cult hit comic, like in the 2000s.
Yeah,
it's like if you like, oh yeah, everybody knows your Green Lantern stuff, but look what I have for you, and they'd pull out a Cyberfrog book, and I'd be like, oh cool, like I was buying this back in the 90s. By the way, what's its face, Kayfabe, cartoonist Kayfabe. Did a whole issue of Wizard that featured like Cyberfrog. It was nothing. It was like a 2-page Cyberfrog article, and then a 2-page Cyberfrog advertisement, and then another 1-page Cyberfrog advertisement with a coupon in it, all in this one book. And when they got to it, they skipped over it.
Are you fucking kidding me? Somebody said, I heard that like when I came to Comicsgate, like they were like not banning, but kind of blocking people from the chat that were Comicsgate, like, or if they mentioned Comicsgate or they would ignore it. Like I've heard shit about them before in Comicsgate.
I don't know anything about them. Dan Fraggett says they were his friends. But you don't want to talk about that? Like you want to just skip that? You think that, I mean, not even to say, oh, look, this is where this asshole got his start. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to just.
Well, I mean, I remember that coupon in Wizard because wasn't like the only way to get that Cyberfrog comic or something.
There was a censored page that you could get. Like we did a print that you could get with that coupon.
I mean, I remember that. I mean, to be honest, I remember that article in Wizard,
Wow.
but I don't remember coming across. I knew Harris Comics was publishing Cyberfrog,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't remember coming across a comic. But I remember that article in Wizard. So I came from like a very rural area in North Carolina. So I mean, it was really hard for me to find a comic shop, and the comic shop I had was like a white trash flea market on the weekend. I mean, the guy didn't even have a storefront. He just, he had like a section of the flea market, and you know he mainly ordered, like, Image and Marvel and DC, and that was it, and some Valiant. For me to get, like, Cyberfrog, it was just not accessible to me. So, there's so much stuff in comics I remember existed, or I knew existed only because of Wizard Magazine.
But you weren't able to actually see it.
You never actually would come across it, but see, Wizard was like this thing just letting like it if you had limited money during that time, you would buy Wizard comics to know everything that was going on in comics, and 'cause you had limited money.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really good way for you just to understand what everything was going on in the comic scene. Plus, at the time, Bart Sears was doing that Brute and Babes drawing column that was actually pretty
That was really helpful
informative.
for young
Yeah.
artists, for our generation of artists. We all like Brutes and Babes quite a bit.
You guys
We,
have to understand, we had no internet, so art lessons and comic art wasn't
no, no,
it was kinda hard to find information out about, there was only a couple of books out there on the market you could even buy, like How to Draw the Marvel Way and stuff. So that Bart Sears stuff and that section, because then eventually other artists came in and would do those tutorials,
Greg
like was
Capullo came in.
Greg
I
Capullo,
did one. Did you know that?
Adam Hughes did one. No, dude, I mean,
Did you
you're a
do
lot
one?
older. No, no, no. I mean,
Oh,
I won some Wizard awards, and I was in Wizard and did some covers for Wizard, but that thing was long gone by the time like I was
hmm.
even on their map.
I
I
did
don't know
one,
where.
and Cyberfrog is in it.
Hmm.
in the whole thing. It's like I think they wanted me to show how to draw armored
Oh
villains.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan for £5. So I just got Wreck Planet delivered to my home in London, UK. What a great comic. Can't wait to get
Hey
Rainbow the
now.
Brute now. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for your patience. And yeah, we're getting those books out all over Europe, all over Australia, Canada. Oh my god, Andrew is like scared because uh she was sending posters to Canada, and she just has like a customs form. It's sending overseas takes twice as long, and it's like 3 times as expensive, but there's a
Yeah.
customs form that you have to fill out, and so she was just repeating the customs form. She put a customs form on a poster that said that this package has a comic and a figurine in it, and they opened it, and
Hmm.
they said, "Ma'am," and she was terrified all weekend. They said, "We're going to give you one more chance to get this right. Okay, you understand?
Hmm.
That's not what this package contained. You're now being flagged." Fucking Canada, dude. And Andrew was like, "I don't know what to do." Like Andrea, like, does not know how to. She's like, "Oh, this is fraud. It's mail fraud. I'm in trouble." I was like, "You're not in trouble." Let me write back to him. I said, "Look, this is a mistake. Here you go. Here's what's in the thing. For taxes, customs, whatever it is.
Hmm.
Sorry about that. We'll be more careful. We just shifted, what we were shipping from this to that. So a mistake happened, and we didn't hear back yet." But Andrew was like full of anxiety all weekend that they were going to arrest her for that. And I was
Jeez.
just, I know, like she does. Andrew's like so like like to me, it's like mistakes happen, but Andrew's like so straight laced, and like she used to work for a bank and everything. So like a mistake like that really panicked her. She was very afraid.
Yeah, but that's different when you're dealing with like money versus a Cyberfrog poster. I know that I get like why she would get panicked if a mistake like that and money could throw off a till or account or
Sure.
whatever,
Yeah.
like that's a whole different thing. That that though, I mean, you would think they would understand that I mean, that sometimes just a label gets put on something wrong. Like nobody can be that thorough.
Well, I said the reason why this is important is because people might be shipping illegal goods That's why they have the what's in this container. And if there's something different, like that's why they would be upset about it. But mostly it was Mikey's fault. It wasn't even Andrew's fault. Jiun Wong says, Jiun Wong, may I be so bold to ask for a shout out for a book I worked on? It's funding now on Indiegogo. I will super chat the title if it's okay. Thank you, EVS. Of course it's okay. Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
I mean, but here, tell Andrea what they're gonna do. It's Canada. They only have a military. What are they gonna do?
I know. It's like, doesn't matter. Like,
I mean, I love Canada and I love Canadians, but I mean, really, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I love Canadians. I don't like Canada right now. Ciderhead says, wake and bake. Happy Monday. Cheers, man.
I mean, but what are you gonna do? It's Canada.
Yeah. Why is she working so hard? Hire some people. We have hired people. We have 2 new people in here. She's working half as hard, but we got to get this stuff out, dude. We're all working around here.
So why are you said you're taking a break from live stream? Like what? Like since when? We're on the live stream right now.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I used to live stream every single day. That's the whole thing. Like I would live stream and, promote my stuff, get super chats. But and live streaming is cool. I want to do it. I want to make YouTube content, but I can't do everything. Like I have 5 different things to do. Fulfillment is the other thing. Fulfillment is a problem, but because we have Mikey, Lauren, and Michelle now, I don't have to do that as much. They'll call me up and say, we need you to do a signing, and they open up a bunch of crates of books. I have to sign them all, and then they pack them up. But I was putting together all of the boxes. Andrea was filling out all the labels, printing out the labels. I was putting together the boxes, and we were taking them to the UPS and the post office ourselves. It was great, but I'm done with that shit. I need to draw. I got to get most of Cyberfrog 3 finished for July 4th. I want to get people like how much of Cyberfrog 3 is going to be done, but when you launch it, it's like I'm not going to answer that question. But Shane, I want it all done.
Yeah,
like I mean that's how crazy I am right now. I want it finished. I don't want to. We're not going through this again where people can use that against me. Like I'm Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet was absolutely a labor of love, and it was so important to me that it be the way that it is. But the fact that it was late and people are like, it's late. It was 3 years late. Good luck waiting for comics from. Fuck that, dude. We're not doing that again, ever again. I thought I could get away with it. Like, no, they'll understand because it's going to be a great book and it's going to be longer. And we'll look at the great stuff that we're making.
Did they understand? Did they?
No, they're out to kill us.
They're out to kill.
They're out to kill us. That's all it is. And I can't even think that art doesn't factor into this. The purpose, me being, explaining exactly how I see comics in the future, all this stuff doesn't factor into it. These people are out to kill Comicsgate. They're out to kill All Caps Comics and Cyberfrog, which makes them crazy. So we gotta we're gonna go quicker this time. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Let me read a huge super chat from Australia. It looks like June Wong for 50 Australian says, previously on Clownfish TV is a collection of wholesome comics based on true stories from our favorite YouTube family. It includes how Neon and Geeky Sparkles met, the tale of their epic 80s toys, and their run-in with the evil Kevin Smith. Previously on Clownfish TV. That's going to be on Indiegogo. Wow, thank you for $50. That's kind of you.
I think that's them tell Neon that, hey,
you're warping a little bit. Talk again.
No, I'm sorry. If you were working for them, tell Neon I said hey and Geeky Sparkles. I think that's a webtoon of theirs that they do that is going to be printed, and they're going to run an Indiegogo campaign if it's not already up right now.
I think I've seen some art from the book that he's mentioning. I did take a look at that and said, is Clownfish publishing this, or is this somebody else? Like, it was unclear. So I guess it might be somebody else there that's associated with the
right.
Looks cool.
Yeah. They're pretty decent people. I don't know if I've ever interacted with them, but I've watched their videos. They're nice.
So Shane, if I can get this book done,
right,
because it's only going to be 48 pages. There's going to be an extra book that I've got EJ working on, and I'm thinking about. I've got Salamandroid Poison Pact, which is Salamandroid 2, and I'm thinking about hiring somebody to do that too, other than me. Maybe Dale Keown.
You should hit Dale up because
Dale Keown needs to be ridden. Like he needs to. You got to be on Dale. Like as John Malin, listen. What we've learned is
that's a lot. I mean, I'm having an issue with someone right now on something like that, and it takes a toll on your production.
I want Dale to be motivated by money, and I think he's starting to be. Like it's like, okay,
a
look,
little bit,
yeah, we need to make a little money around here.
I don't, yeah, but you should hit him up. I mean, I can't speak for Dale. I mean, I don't know what Dale does.
Imagine if we got. Okay, so if I get this finished and then Rainbow the Brute gets done in December, we're all caught up in 2023. And I put out another issue of Cyberfrog in 2023. Can you imagine that?
That is pretty good. Actually.
But that just means I'm sweating. I'm working my balls off on this.
Dude, don't dude,
I'm
I'm the same boat though. Like I'm like starting to get a little bit off where I want to be on Inglorious Rex too. Like on my pages, that's why I'm pulling the campaign down. I need to just draw a little bit more and quit looking at my campaign. So I hear you. Like trust me, and I've already had a conversation with Yanzi. I'm like, I want more done on Inglorious Rex 3, like before we ever launch. I that's the goal. But then things change, fulfillment happens, or life shit gets in the way or something. So like it just nothing ever works out like you plan. So I always overestimate things. Like like say something's going to take me longer than it should, and then like we had issues with 2, like with the book being printed, and it was supposed to fulfill sooner, but even with the delay, we basically got the book to people by the skin of our teeth on our delivery date.
Yeah, you guys are doing great. You guys are really doing great. What is a Salamandroid poison packed? It's poison packed. Like it's a double. It's a Shane. It's like a, what is that?
Double entendre or
like PACT poison. But like it's packed with poison, and it's also a poisonous, promise.
For people that don't know, like I don't know if you did that on purpose, but Komodo dragons, Komodo. It's a Komodo or
Komodo dragons.
They have people thought they were poisonous back in the day, but they actually don't have venom. That's bacteria in their saliva that poisons their prey.
So what's the difference?
Well, it's a venom comes out through the fang, and the other thing is just happens that they have a bacteria it doesn't come from a tooth. It's just in all of their saliva, and if it gets into your wound or skin, it's more painful. Like wildebeest or something will eventually infection breaks them down like over a long period of time, rather than venom that maybe will just kill them instantly.
Yeah.
So it's probably kind of like a worse way to die, I guess, if you don't get it treated.
People are asking about Snowman. Snowman, dude.
That looks good, what I've seen.
Get ready. You want to see some?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to show this anyway. This is all new stuff that came in this week, and I think the book is almost done.
Well,
it's
it's drawn, right? Like
the colors are what's. I'm pretty sure it's all done. I'm pretty sure it's all drawn. All right, here we go. Let me show this stuff. This is Shane. I had no idea it was going to look like this. Are you ready?
Super detailed. Let's see it.
Dude, look at this.
Whoa.
Hold on a second here. I mean, for fuck's sake, dude. Here's Snowman reassembling himself from a corpse. Look at this. This is better than any comic book.
Yeah.
That is on the market right now.
This
is crazy. Matt Martin. Look at this.
Not everything, but some things like that jawbone flying there, that kind of reminds me of Jeff Darrow a little bit.
It is, yeah, exactly. This is the most gory, violent horror book. This is exactly what, look at this. God damn, man. Confederate soldiers being ripped to shreds.
That's supposed to be the perfect murder weapon, like a giant icicle because then the murder, the murder weapon like just melts. There is no murder weapon.
Yeah, that's what Alfred Hitchcock used to say. Imagine, I mean, this is the time that goes into this, because this is exquisitely clean artwork. This is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, what the fuck is Matt looking at to draw this stuff? Like, this is just Matt like spends all his time on ogreish.com or something. Like, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, this is like realistic gore. Like, look at this guy's hand coming to pieces here. Look at this. It's Snowman here. Just, fucking awesome, dude. So you can anyway, Snowman is coming. I'm like I said, we're taking a beating on all these comics. I understand because they're later but they're all worth it. They're all worth it. And they can't happen without you. It's I understand the wait is painful. But these comics will never exist without your support. And I'm not putting people to work. I'm not publishing people who are not working. We're all working. We're all doing stop the sound effects, for fuck's sake. That's what it looks like. Where are the sexy covers, says Ladies Man? I don't have them handy right now.
Do you ever make sound effects when you're drawing something really cool?
All the time, dude.
So,
all the time. Hold on. Let me pull up a sexy cover. By the way, I shouldn't have shown you that stuff because I think it's like spoilery. But it doesn't matter because you don't have any context for it. So how could it be a spoiler? All that is gore. You see gore. Hold on. Let me open image in a new tab. And I'll show you one of the sexy. I think this is for Early Frost. This particular cover. Yeah. There we go. And I've shown this before, but that's pretty nice.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. I like this. I've seen this character, him draw this female character before. Like, I don't have the old Snowman stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, all of this is new, but I've seen her in other pages or something.
Yeah.
Do you think the feathers are there to keep her warm? What's up?
I don't know. She's just like Native American and hip. She's just sexy. I don't know.
She's got a nice mustache.
What?
She's got a nice mustache. Yeah.
That's like a man's mustache. That's like a man's man or a homosexual biker. But this is Snowman, A Cold Day in Hell, which is still accepting backers. You can go ahead and back this if you'd like to. Rainbow the Brute is
still... That's kind of...
Look at the way it is.
Yeah.
The hand.
Huh. What's he thinking about?
He's thinking, I got to protect this lady from all these giant ice spikes. Clearly, Snowman is nearby, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
That's what I think he's thinking. Yeah. She's thinking, I want to jack him off. Like, all these ice spikes are kind of phallic and,
Yeah.
I think that's what she's thinking. I don't know. I can't get into these characters' heads. That's Matt's job.
No, you're doing a good job.
Matt's job is to think about his Snowman characters.
Are you excited for Cyberfrog 3 launch or no?
Yeah, of course. I'm excited about Cyberfrog 3, period. It's going to be tremendous.
Have you started the sign-up page?
No, not until June. I want to get the video. The idea is to get the preview trailer together, which will be like you'll get to see all the like samples, scenes from the story with like we normally do. Mm-hmm. All these people are spending a lot of time making these videos. I can't do it. My videos are very simple and they're just meant to evoke a mood and show you a preview for what the book's going to be like. And I'm not going to change too much. I'm going to keep doing what I do.
Yeah.
Expensive videos.
They don't need to be too long. I think like a minute or under a minute.
20 seconds. Lama Gigante says, Brute. Yes, sir. Rainbow the Brute is 1/3 of the way done. It will be completed by December. But I'm working on Cyberfrog 3 today and up until July. Travis Park says, will you be doing a closeout stream with Matt? Yeah, I guess I could ask him. Matt does not like this. Matt is like your boy Zach. And he's been on the show before. Like he's got a little bit of social anxiety. He's been on the show before, and he stayed in the dark. His lights were out, and he didn't say anything the entire time, really. Except, I don't know, man. You know, like that. I don't want to put pressure on him. I said, I'll do this.
Well, I mean, are you
have
doing
him
a
in
lot
here.
more books in all caps, like publishing other people's books? Are you doing more of that, or are you?
No, I don't. I'm not doing it. You know.
Yeah.
No. No, I don't want to. Everybody can do their own stuff. Like I don't think me publishing them is anything but a burden on me. Like other people can publish their own stuff. You know, something like Snowman got a nice boost from being a part of All Caps Comics, but Snowman 2, Matt could do. And people already know it. They're going to know the brand. You know, Matt should be able to. Now, if Matt comes to me and says, please do it, I cannot do it, then maybe we'll do it. But, you know, I want to do more of my stuff and then sort of let other people do their own stuff.
Yeah, fulfillment is a whole thing on its own.
Yeah, it put us in hell, dude. I mean, Creed and Starblades, like people forget that we did that stuff. And it took time. It took energy, it took time. And we didn't make any money off of it. We haven't made any money off of somebody else's stuff yet. Not a penny. I think we lost money on Creed because I was helping Trent out. You know, we ended up going into our own pockets on fulfillment for Creed. And then Snowman is going to be pretty much the same way. You know, I paid Matt out as we went. Like, you know, I'd give Matt a little bit of money here and there as he turned in pages. And then a couple of big chunks of money. I paid, you know, my job is to pay the colorist and all the expenses and fees. But I'm being very stingy because I remember Creed. And it's like, when we print this thing and it goes to print, we're going to run out of money. You know, we're going to be in our own pockets for this. Daniel says, are you still publishing Kelsey's book? I haven't talked to Kelsey about that in a while.
Yeah.
Again, Kelsey could do it himself. You know,
I was on with Kelsey earlier or whatever. Later, we're in a new day now, but I think he's still working on some Nexus stuff. But he was showing a character, like he was painting an image, but I think he's still wrapping up about 30 pages of Nexus, he said.
Yeah. He's like, I got to finish my obligations for everyone else, and then I'll get to my own project. You know, that's the whole thing. I mean, he's in the same boat as Dale Keown, like super in demand and can't really say no. So he ends up burying himself in other people's work. And, you know, it's like Kelsey would be better off just launching his own thing. Would we publish it? I mean, if Kelsey came to me and said, I want you to publish it, I guess I would. But, you know, really, I'm trying to do less of that. I'm trying to just work on my own stuff because I got a lot to do.
Yeah.
And I'm only one man.
Well, what's the scale say?
Scale says 1.5 right now.
I'm sorry. That was a Cecil joke. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But give me credit.
We're doing better. Joke. We're doing better.
Yeah.
We're losing
Dude, you know
there.
I love you, right?
No, I didn't know that. I thought you loathed me with every fiber of your being.
Yeah, you know I loathe you, bro.
I appreciate that. I love you too.
You're doing good. This book looks awesome. It rocks. People are going to be super excited.
Cyberfrog 3, Red Extermination.
3. Yep.
I always wanted to just, I mean, I always just wanted to fuck up my characters and just put them through their paces. Like, that's the stuff that I like.
That's what I loved about Spider-Man. I mean, yeah, you look cool. He's got cool bad guys and all that shit. But that character got the shit kicked out of him 6 days a week.
It's terrific. Like, that's so, it's just good because you just can see, like, hey, this guy, we don't want people who win easily. We don't want our heroes to win easily. We want them to struggle because we're struggling and to show people what it's like. But, yeah, Cyberfrog 3 has to be done. and it has to come out quickly so that we can get right to Cyberfrog 4 and silence all of these doubts. Like all the people who are like, oh, you know, these guys can get their books out on time. We can. Yes, we can. We can do it. We just have to work a little harder. That's all it is.
Yeah, there's that. But I mean, and I'm running into. I haven't even locked down an exact page count on mine. I'm doing key scenes. I know that's in it, but when you start messing around with these action sequences, it's like they can balloon up the page count real easy. Yeah. You know, shit can get away from you. It's like, let me do this double page spread here, and you know, before you know it, you've added 8 new pages to your book.
8 pages takes a whole month sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know. There's a discipline in not, you know, keeping a page count, especially when you're doing it on your own, because it's like, I'll just add more pages, but then that's more time. And I don't know. I'm having a hard time juggling that.
Yeah, I understand. But we can do it.
Sometimes I look back and I'm like, that would have been a better splash page, but it's a half page shot. And maybe that should have been double page spread, or like right now, like there's a scene. I'm like, that could be a splash page or that could be a double page spread. Like, what do I do? You know, like how important is it?
I don't think it matters that much. I really think it's just about making sure that the story gets told. The amount of impact something has, like on a page, I don't know if it matters in these graphic novels. I think really you need to just keep pushing the story forward.
Yeah.
No, I would never do like 6-panel grids. Used to be something that I rarely do. Now I'm doing 12, 15 panels on a page. You know, it's like it really is just about, you know, and I have like double page spreads in mind that I want to do. You know, I'm going to be doing one directly after this where Cyberfrog is just beat to shit. I mean, just beat up. And someone very large just scoops him up like a Bugs Bunny. Remember that? Like, I will love him and pet him and keep him and call his name George. Remember that? Like,
yeah, that was, like, that was the
Abominable Snowman.
Which didn't realize from Of Mice and Men.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like, I read the book, and of course the cartoons as a kid. I read the book when I was older, but I never put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, that's what that was. Of Mice and Men. But I like the idea of just like you know, a big benevolent character who doesn't know his own strength and is full of love. And that's kind of like Salamandroid. Salamandroid's been through a fucking nightmare, like in 20 years without Cyberfrog.
Cyberfrog's gonna have to meet him at the river and blow his brains out.
No.
Remember that was the ending of Mice and Men? Like,
yeah, no, like, I don't think it'll come to that.
It's like, tell me about the rabbits.
Imagine this. Imagine if like, you know, you and your dog, if your dog was able like to achieve like cumulative learning, and it's like, you know, you go to sleep for 20 years and your dog is awake and living through the world and learning and improving and developing. And then you wake up 20 years, you're still where you were, but your dog is now like fully, like way more aware and sophisticated than you remember. You know, it's like, because, you know, it learned things. And that's kind of like, yeah, as time passed, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I want to draw this double page spread of like a big hug. Because I mean, so far, again, we're repeating ourselves over and over again. It's like, you open with this, and then eventually there's a reunion scene between characters that we're missing, and there's a hug, and that hug is just like it's almost to just seal the fact that they're together again. So a big hug with Cyberfrog on his last legs, just fucking flopping around. Oh, I missed you. That'd be fucking hilarious. I can't wait.
The other great cartoon was the Dancing Frog cartoon.
Yeah.
With I loved how the guy would try to get him to animate and take his fingers and get him to kick his legs up. Like, you gotta
perform.
Yeah, perform. It's not in my head. He does it when nobody's looking.
Yeah.
Those were some really good stories. Like, what were those cartoons? Like 15 minutes, not even 8 minutes.
Yeah, the old Termite Terrace, like Looney Tunes cartoons.
Yeah,
Those guys were like the slobs of the Warner Brothers lot.
yeah,
Like,
but they were good storytellers.
of course, you have to be. Like, I mean, back then, like everything was a meritocracy. So,
Yeah.
like even if you're just the guy who's who's doing the cartoon reels, which are basically seen as time fillers for kiddies, a quick laugh before the thing that people actually came to see, it's still got to be good. And then those guys created Bugs Bunny and all these memorable characters in the process of doing that. So all
Right.
that stuff is super memorable to us. Those cartoons used to be theatrical, like theatrical mini features.
Right, they were like in front of like, was it army ads or something, or war propaganda stuff, like
Newsreels.
newsreels? Yeah, newsreels. Yeah. Like, that's weird, right? To think that people used to go to the theater to watch the news.
Well, you'd read newspapers, but yeah, you
Newspapers
would get
too,
to
but
see
yeah.
moving pictures in the movie theater because where else would you see them?
Or what? Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to, like, for some reason that never comes up, like that was a thing. Like,
You can still see like newsreels on YouTube. I'll pull them up all the time. I'll watch some newsreel stuff of atomic testing. I love
somebody
all that
brings
stuff.
up Max Fleischer was Max Fleischer Animation Studio was actually going toe to toe with Disney on animated features. It's just Disney got ahead of them by adding songs in their cartoons that kids would sing to, and it basically buried his studio. I think Snow White basically, like, it just outperformed or other things they had at the time, and it kind of, Disney just got ahead with songs. They were quick to understand, like, kids will want to sing along with these cartoons.
Everybody's awake upstairs. I hear footsteps upstairs. Looking forward to the return of Rumblebee, says Ranada.
Yeah, I like that character's design, to be honest. I thought, like, I mean, obviously I'm a big Transformers fan. I like the name, but like, I actually like his design, like the little gauntlet things he has, the way he stands upright, stuff like that.
Like Rumblebee's a Jersey dirtbag. That's how I see him. Like when I'm writing his dialogue, like I think of some of the scumbags that I went to school with. The kind of came from the sticks, and they just sort of pieces of shit. And that's kind of who Rumblebee is. That's how he talks. So because you get a chance to comment on, like, the people that you knew when you're doing a comic book that takes place in your hometown. Then you get to say things about the culture of your home, in your childhood and stuff that is going to be read in Australia. Like, who knew? Like, who in Australia knows about the Jersey Pine Barrens? Like, probably very few people.
Depends if they're trying to stalk you. I don't know.
Yeah. Rumblebee is Ethan. Well, they're all me in a way. But no, Rumblebee is not really me. Rumblebee is like, who would Rumblebee be? Like when we were watching that video of 1989 in my neighborhood, like John Ciafrani, sitting there in his window. Kid that lived, he wasn't a kid because he was older than me, 2 or 3 years older than me, sitting in his window. And I'm like, yo, I heard you called Tom a pussy. He's like, I didn't say that. He's on his phone. He's like, Tom's a pretty fucking tough guy, I guess. I don't know. Like that kind of kid is sort of Rumblebee. Like, he's just smoking cigarettes. Like, we'd see him as the bad kid. He'd be hanging out in the corner with the break dancers. Right on that street, we had a group of kids, older kids, that we called the mob because they were like 3 years older than us, and they had cardboard that they lay down on the street, and they had a boombox, and they'd be like, and they'd be out there breakdancing, mostly white kids, Italians. Like, what the hell? What are they up to? You know, yeah, he would have been one of those guys.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Remember breakdancing?
No, I mean I've broken something while dancing, but I've never did breakdancing.
How you're not that much younger than me, Shane. How do you not remember breakdancing?
I remembered. I said I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Oh, I didn't either. I couldn't have done the head
okay.
spin.
I
The
thought
electric
you asked
boogaloo.
me if I did it. I was like, no.
Yeah,
I remember it, but I was from the South. I mean, we had line dancing, completely different.
Yeah, we had breakdancing, and I do remember everybody like spinning on their heads and then doing these kind of like spinning on their backs and then landing in a position at the end. Like, that's totally gay, dude. And I'd look at people head spinning like, that's gotta hurt, man. Why do you do that? You stand on your head and then you spin around. It's gotta fracture your cranium. But breakdancing was really, really big for about a year. And I remember that year vividly. 1982 to 1983 was breakdancing time. I made Andrea watch Roller Boogie last night.
What'd she think?
Well, see, she likes Breakin'. She likes that movie Breakin'. She used to watch it all the time because that was like when she was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing is, she wasn't around. Like 1979, 1981 was all about roller skating. And I'm like, it's like this movie that I'm going to make you watch is like, it's very much like Breakin', but it's just with roller skating. And she's like, what? And I was like, nah, So I showed her this intro. All right, here we go, Shane. You watch this and you tell me what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to that music. Already you're dancing. Now, Shane, this is the part where you move up the skate. Okay? Wheels.
Mm.
You got to put them on there. Linda Blair. There's your key to lock in your rollerblades. And then lube them up.
Is roller skates even a thing now?
No.
Like, no.
Not really. Let's go. It's roller boogie time, Shane. Watch this guy here.
I mean, if you were good at roller skates, you would. Dude, his balls are gonna fall out. Don't wear those.
Yeah. All right. So this is me. This would be me. You can see he's got my haircut, from when I was in the 80s. I'd be wearing these short shorts that are too tight.
Right. Yeah, that's a horrible outfit.
Yeah. A beautiful day in California.
He just rolled out. Like, I mean, he's got to go down like a flight of stairs with those skates on. I mean, like, he should have put the skates on downstairs. Now he's walking down steps with roller skates on.
Yeah. Now here we have a black guy. And, again, they didn't have Walkmans back then. So you had a tape recorder with a tape in it. Remember these tape recorders?
Yes, I do. Yeah, they were easy to copy tapes. Like if you came across a tape, you could duplicate a tape.
Right.
If you had two.
He's wearing it. He's got it. Like he's got a strap. Like that's a lot. Like that's a lot just to listen to music. That's quite a setup. I want you to just realize that, like now, if you want to listen to music, you have tiny little earbuds, like
and
AirPods,
Wi-Fi. No cables.
Yeah, like you have Bluetooth, and then you have your iPhone, which is also your phone and everything else that you need. Back in the old days, you had to have a tape recorder that you wore like a purse, and then you'd have one single cassette, and that cassette, unless you wanted to carry a bunch more cassettes around with you, that cassette would contain maybe 8 songs, and you have to flip it over to get the other 4.
Yeah, side A, side B. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got these enormous headphones because they didn't have the little Sony headphones yet, even. with a big curly wire that goes down into your tape recorder.
Wasn't those headphones though like repurposed from the military? Like originally those were like military headphones for like aviators or something.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't remember the origin of the headphones.
No, I think it is. That's why they look so clunky. Like there's a reason they look this clunky, is like it was military, like it was repurposed military technology.
Yeah. Okay. He's listening to his music, which is what black people do.
Good morning. Hey, what's happening, buddy? Let's go skating. Come on.
Let's go skating.
Skate, 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 skate. They look so happy.
I know.
Kind of gay.
No, it's not kind of gay. It's very gay. But I mean, that's the whole thing. Like it's happy, healthy, mostly Caucasian kids. There are black people who are happily joining in with Caucasian kids. There's no racism to be seen here. Like there's no CNN stoking the fires of race war. It's just like, you know, the black guys listen to his music. He's kind of funky. Mostly white people, they're all in their roller skates and they're just waiting to like be kind of a train. They're waiting to boogie. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a hot chick here. I mean,
lots of hot chicks. Look at this guy. That's very gay. But he's physically fit though. This is what it is. Everybody's dancing.
what in the hell did you pull up?
What?
Like, I can't believe you made me watch this.
What are you talking about? It's not even
This
over
is
yet.
the gayest thing I've ever seen.
What's gay about this?
Everything's gay about this.
There are lots of women
involved, but it's still gay. It's still gay.
Chicks.
It's still gay. I don't
All right,
care.
if you
how
say
many
so,
women-
Shane. If skating, you know what? If getting in your tighties, your tight shorts with your bare, shaved, waxed legs, as a man, and you're wearing a tank top and you're overly fit, maybe you're wearing a little visor and you're roller skating around in circles, going woo. If you think that's gay, then
you don't want to know what straight is. Is that what?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what heterosexuality would be if it's not this. Here we go. Let's go, gang. You better join them. Don't miss out. Let's go. She's like, I'm on the phone. I'm on the payphone. I invested 10 cents into this telephone call.
Yeah, you remember, like, if you didn't have 35 cents back in the day and you got set out, you were effed. You're like, I need to make a call. I need 35 cents.
Mm-hmm. No, but this is just a dime, though, I think. Back in 1979.
Then what was, I think it's payphones before they got rid of them. I think, like, you couldn't call shit without a quarter and a dime.
Yeah. No, I remember. But I mean, if you had to make a phone call, you had to find it. See, people don't understand that these days. You had to find a payphone.
Yeah, you
had to wait in line if it's already being used. You know, so
like college campuses, they were like trying to make sure that phones were like so many feet apart in case women were being raped. You know, that they could get to a cell phone.
Yeah. By the way,
not a cell phone, but a payphone.
The
phone book. Remember the phone book?
Yeah, phone book.
And they would have a rope on that thing because people would steal it.
Yeah, people would steal your phone book. Left them hanging. Let's go, gang.
You know, if you ever want to beat a grown man and not leave a mark, you know, you use a phone book, right?
Yeah.
You ever
Shane,
want to
look at this train of happy, healthy Americans. None of them question their genders. Maybe they should.
They're probably questioning the gender of the person in front of them, maybe, but not their own.
This guy's something else here. Come on, rock it with me.
You know, he's the train and they're just the cabooses, whatever.
Look out! Look out!
Wow, he's getting some action. Wow.
Yeah.
This is super gay and sexually charged. Like, this is just This makes no sense what you're showing me. And they're trying to make this seem like a normal thing that just happens. Like, go out and skate, and more people will just start skating with you. It's like,
come on, everybody. There's a brand new dance now. They're doing the locomotion, Shane. Yes, it is shared.
Holy shit. What? They're having sex on a dumpster. He's having sex on a dumpster.
This is Anna's fantasy with what's his name? Superman.
Henry Cavill, yeah. Henry Cavill. Like, I mean, but like, it would be more hygienic if they were just on the ground. Why on top of a dumpster would you do that?
Joseph Fazio says, stand firm on PICARD season Biggie. I was right to be skeptical, and look how we were right. They're afraid to admit it. So true.
Oh, that thing's in the sun. It's hot. It smells like hot garbage. There's probably flies. It's like...
Yeah. Come on, guys. There's no time to procreate. We got to skate. This guy's like, I used to hate to skate, but now I can't wait.
No, but wouldn't he be getting up to skate with an erection now? Like, dude,
yeah, he's still around. Well, he pulled up. He pulled up his pants. That was great. He pulled up his pants. All right, good. I'm bringing this back, by the way. Here we go. These hoodlums. All right, somebody set these cans up. That's me on Bud Light. That's me avoiding Bud Light at the liquor store, Shane. Yes. High five, everyone. High fives all around.
Look at this guy juggling. Holy shit.
Jumpin' Jack Flash. Watch this guy right here. That's me avoiding Bud Light at a liquor store, Shane. Shane, this is you avoiding Bud Light at a liquor store. Haha, he's gonna die.
Oh no.
That's you, Shane, trying to participate in the Bud Light boycott.
Yeah, I would just totally start downing beers. The thing is like, maybe if they believed in him, he could have made that jump. That's the difference, guys. It's not the one guy was more skilled than him or anything. They believed in the other guy.
They were laughing at him. They set him up for failure.
Yes.
Look, there he goes. To die.
He'll be the hero at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I made Andrea watch that with me last night. She was into it.
Was she laughing?
No.
Did she question?
Nothing funny about that.
Did she have questions about you?
She knows me. I explained myself very well. I said, you understand this is Roller Boogie. She said, when did this come out? I said, 1979. Directed by, if you've ever seen that movie Oliver in the 60s, where is love? That little kid Oliver.
Yeah.
Directed by him.
Wow.
Mark Lester. He grew up to direct a gay Roller Boogie movie. You want to know where he went? Like that, the genius kid, a good singer, good actor.
No, what?
Maybe, I don't know. I used to hate to skate, but now I can't wait. Me and Shane.
You gotta bring me into it. That movie's all on you.
You're a master skater, Shane.
A master. Yeah, you say that real fast. It's something else.
Hannah Nack says, remember rollerblade craze movies like Solar Babies? Remember that? Shane
there was some. Rollerblade was like a overnight thing. Like everybody's like, oh my god, this is the new technology of skates.
Yeah.
But skating was still cool, like, because the thing was, there was things called skating rinks. Was it rinks or rings? Like rinks. And that's where you would go to hold hands with a girl and skate around.
That's in this movie. The thing that you're talking about that you're really interested in is in this movie, and I can't convince you to go see it. See, this is the thing. Like, you can't even enjoy the things that you admittedly like. Why don't you watch Roller Boogie? You talk all this shit about it, Well, why don't you sit down and watch it? It is about that. We would go to roller skating rinks as kids, and they would play "Nobody Gonna Break My Stride, Nobody Gonna Slow Me Down, oh no." And you would sit there and go, you'd go to some other girl, you'd go up to some like 8-year-old, and you'd be like, "Do you want to skate with me?" And she'd be like, "You're 16. The fuck are you?" No. You'd be 8 too, and you'd say, "You want to skate?" And then you'd go out there and you would skate. They'd be like, "It's couples skate time," and then they'd go, "Pizza is half off. Pizza is half off."
Because they're getting ready to throw it out.
Yeah,
You don't buy it.
Pizza is half off. I paid full price. I'd go over there like, "I want half my money back because I paid full price for this 20 minutes ago." Yeah. I used to hate to skate, but now I can't wait. It's a good movie. Anyway, Andrea watched all of it. I fell asleep in the middle of it. But I think Andrea watched it all and enjoyed it.
I like how you drug her into it so you can doze off.
I have to entertain her all the time.
Like you drug her into it just so you can nod off.
Yeah. No, I got through most of it. I got through most of it. It was like I put it on at like 6 p.m. She's like, "You're gonna be snoring in 5 minutes." I'm like, "No, I'm feeling good. I'm ready to watch this." And then I'm in the bed. I'm watching because we got a TV over the bed now.
The inside of your eyelids.
Yeah, and I'm out. I'm like out like a light. But I saw most of it. Like I feel like I saw most of it. But they go into early on in the movie. They go into a restroom. They go into a ladies' room. Linda Blair does, and a boy follows her in. And right on the restroom door, there's a sign that says "Roller Derby Contest," real big. And underneath it says August 28th, 8 p.m. And Andrea's just like me now. She goes, "Hey, Ethan, there's a roller derby contest." And I said, "Yeah, but when is it?" And then we both laugh. Because like all of that information is on the door. So we know what the plot is going to be, Shane, and we know when it's going to be, August 28th at 8 p.m.
Right. Yeah. Event, guys. It's a plot device. Here's a flyer, inspiration for the character to achieve something. You have a story.
Go, what is that? Do they know about that? It says right there on the ladies' room door that there is a skating contest, and it's August 28th at 8 p.m. I hope they know about that. That might figure into the plot somewhere, and if it doesn't, that's pretty weird. Like, what if it didn't figure into the plot and it was just there? I used to hate to skate, but now I can't wait. By the way, Linda Blair drives Rolls Royce in this. Like they're all she's a rich kid. The garage has 3 Rolls Royce Phantoms in it. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm angry about it. I'm angry about fictional wealth.
About fictional wealth?
Yeah. Like you high school brat, like you have a Rolls Royce at the age of 17 and you're complaining and hating on your parents. If my parents had 4 Rolls Royces and one of them was mine and it was green.
Right.
I would love my mom and dad. If they did that, I would love. You'd be like, hey, "Do you have problems with your dad?" Nope. You have problems with your mom? Nope. Well, they didn't pay any attention to you at all. They deprived you of attention and praise. I'm like, I don't care. They gave me a Rolls Royce. What about decent upbringing? Rolls Royce. I think that's what parenting is all about.
Right. Emma Brock says we need Shane Davis on stream with short shorts. Not doing it.
Well, I mean, Emma Brock also says EVS has nice beefy thighs. But I'll bet Shane has twiggy, skinny legs like a 13-year-old.
Yeah. I'm going back to lifting weights. I decided I took a break. I took a break from lifting weights for a while. Now I'm going to go back, but I can't. I'm just like, I'll do it Monday. I'll do it Tuesday. I'll do it Wednesday. and keep putting it off.
Well, I hope you feel good about that.
Not really.
You don't have to convince me, Shane. The only person that you have to live with is yourself.
Well, and Yanzi and Terry, but yeah.
No, you don't have to live with them.
Well, I'm hanging on for dear life. I mean, she's trying to get out the door, but you know.
Yeah, you don't have to live with them. They could go, or you could throw them out. But no matter what happens, you will have to live with yourself. You can never run from yourself. So you can make all these excuses. Oh, I might, do this. I might do that. But if you don't do it, the only person who you have to look in the mirror and justify is you. Oh, and God. People are pointing out you
and
also.
God, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, God sees you.
I keep seeing people. I'm only cheating myself. That's the thing, Ethan. When you cheat, when you shortchange it, you're not letting down the guy to the left or right. It's you. I'm cheating myself when I don't go to the gym like I want to do. The first step is the hardest, Shane. Thanks, Amanda. I'm still exercising. I'm just not lifting anymore. Now I'm like, I should go back to lifting.
Shane, I know you can do it.
I know I can lift a plate.
I believe that you can do it. There's some people who are going to be discouraging to you.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta just believe you gotta want it. That's the thing, right? You just gotta want it or not, but you gotta do
it. There's nothing that you can't do, Shane.
And put your mind to it.
Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe it myself.
Oh, believe it, Shane.
Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else.
And I'm closeted and gay, that's not true.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free.
You can feel free. Prayer is the important part. Wing and a prayer. Don't forget to commune with the Lord.
What is the wing? Like a wing and a prayer? Like, does the prayer make up for the other wing? Because you need two wings to fly. Okay.
Yeah, you got one wing flapping, and ordinarily that wouldn't be enough to get you off the ground, or you'd fall out of the sky. But your other wing is the Lord. That's the communing with the Almighty.
Right.
Suddenly there's nowhere that you can't go. It's better than having two wings when you have the help of God, It's Shane.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It is fair. I like it.
It's Yanzi. Believe it or not, it's Yanzi.
Yeah, it is Yanzi. God bless her for putting up with me, by the way.
God help her, yeah.
God help her. Well, bless, help, anything you guys, prayers, she needs it. I am gonna have to go though.
All right, Shane, I want to thank you for joining me here tonight. I got to go too because I got to, make sure that these kids go to school. I don't know if Kaylee's with us. She might be, in which case I have to drive her to the bus stop. But I want to thank everyone. What the fuck is this song even about? What do you mean? It's about feeling amazing about your life suddenly. Amazing.
Right.
That's what it is. That's how Shane feels about his life every single day. I want to thank everybody for being here. By the way, everybody go and back Shane Davis's Inglorious Rex 2. Back Cyberfrog, Dark Harvest, and then go to my eBay store and purchase some things so we can send them to you today. We love you. Thank you. We'll see you later. Shane, you ready to say goodbye to everyone?
Goodbyes.
Goodbye.
Or any menstruating person in this country cannot make decisions over their own body.
Even limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state. Come on.
So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
And we will make America great again. God bless you. I love you.